Hey Kirk, how's it going? I think I'm almost ready to get started. I'm still like waking up a bit. It's like, post shovel. It's snowing a lot all week. My body's feeling it, but I'll manage. So, I guess we'll talk a little bit about what has happened between the previous stream and this stream. So, I basically just disenchanted a lot of items, and I don't think I did any enchantments. I wanted to save that for on stream, though I don't really recall anything offhand I really wanted to level. But we'll go ahead and step right back into the city of Mercio, where we actually have a lot of optional dialogue that we still haven't seen. Let me just open my notes just to double check in terms of skits what I should be expecting. Quite a bit. So we're gonna go around town and trigger a whole bunch of dialogues, but in terms of side quests, we are locked into going into the volcano. We do not have the ability to leave, so we must complete this in order to advance in general. So let's hop into the game. We'll give OBS a second to think about what game it should be displaying. There we go. Alright, 1 second. Better. If I'm looking correctly, there's about 7 events. I think we did one of them already. So we're going to make sure to go around town, because there are a lot of people we haven't chatted with. But first and foremost, I'm going to go check the weapons store before I forget to check. Is there anything to purchase? Is there anything to upgrade? We have some decent bonuses here. Now, Velvet's probably the most important character for us, so I'm going to go ahead and enhance her weapon by +1. It is kind of tempting to empower little boy, chat, I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of, rather than physical attack, I would prefer if he had something that raised magic, but he's not currently using it, so that's a shame. Oh, we can improve the weapon she's using. I'll take any minor bonuses there. So I'm just doing a quick run through. Oh, there we go. Wow, little boy has some of the best stuff, I swear. Kind of funny. So I think otherwise we're pretty much good to go. Everybody has at least a +1 on most things, and if they don't, I'm just gonna add a +1 now. Oh, 40% more experience? Okay, I mean that was an easy upgrade. As I said before, these are not the most interesting or useful things to level. It's more like if the AI takes over. Yeah, see, I left some of these here because I want to do some more advanced crafting, but I cleared out everything else that wasn't the rings, pretty much. Like, if I really want to junk more topaz boots, I left a couple there, but... I think otherwise we're good to go. We'll try beating it with what we have. So much little boy power. I know! Let's take a look at his stats. It's been a while since we marveled at them. So keep in mind, this is the protagonist. She's got less than 400 on all of her attack stats and about 400 focus, which is eh. Meanwhile, little boy, 600 magic power, 41 physical, highest armor in the game so far, highest magic resistance, excellent focus. Listen, chat, little boy is almost unkillable. Like, he'll still get dunked on by a boss, but like every other fight, he doesn't care. We get to hear Velvet's alternate theme. I think this is her 3rd theme. But we'll talk more about that after this skit.
Don't worry, Kamawana. There's nothing to fear here.
Fear? Are you scared about something, Medusa? You can tell me about it. I'll listen. It's just us here, and my lips are sealed. Everyone knows I'm good at keeping secrets.
All right. I guess I'll tell you.
All right. Go on.
Velvet and her friends left to go fight one last battle. It's a really important fight. For you, for me, and for everyone in the whole wide world.
How important is it?
More than I can even imagine. And right now, nobody knows how it'll go. Or what will happen afterward.
That sounds scary.
It is. That's why I was thinking of praying for you to be safe, sweetie. No matter what happens. But it just feels strange to do that.
Strange? Why?
Well, my god was someone who'd take away the feelings of those who prayed to him.
That's silly. Wouldn't he get lonely if he had nobody to pray to him?
Yeah, I think he would.
I think I understand. Something really big is about to happen and you're worried because you have no one to depend on. Don't worry, I'm right here with you, Medusa. And so are Dial, and Orthy, and Russ, and even the Rhino Stagros. So you're not alone.
Kamawana.
Or maybe a kid, a lizard, 2 dogs, and a beetle aren't much to depend on.
No, I think I can count on all of you more than I can that god at this point. Thank you, sweetie.
Better than a god. I'm not sure I'd go that far. But if I'm ever in danger, I know my mom will come rescue me. I know she will, so don't worry about me.
You're right. Your mother will protect you. I promise.
Yep, I know it.
Oh, Kamoana, Medusa. Surely there's some way we can save Kamoana and the others. I couldn't tell you. I just feel like I have to do something for Kamoana.
That was actually one of the Kamoana ones that didn't really bother me, but one other thing I noted I wanted to talk about. Apparently the music just cuts out after a while, because usually, I don't know, usually we kind of leave the area by now, but it is what it is, chat. Goodbye, music. we're back to the sound of silence. Kamoana says, do you think they'll pick me up a souvenir? Anything is possible. They probably won't, though. They aren't very thoughtful, are they? But still, I'd be happy if they all come back safe. Oh, Kamoana. Your mother will always be with you, too. Warped. Pirate says, these two just lie around in front of the stove. They act more like cats than dogs. So we have, like, the normal town music in the inn, which is interesting. But outdoors, it has Velvet's theme. Oh, which I was saying was the third Velvet's theme. Because she has kind of like the slower paced one, and she's got more like the title theme version of it. And this is like the final theme, where it's more full of hope. So I'm trying to think, are there other characters in other games that have this many themes, like protagonist-wise? I mean, most characters have 1, maybe 2, but usually not 3. Pirate says, hey, Skipper, try not to use your power to make the volcano erupt on us. Well, he's gonna be very disappointed. I can't make any promises. You shouldn't make a promise, Aizen. Oh, the music kicked back in. I guess because we went indoors. Fenwick says, leave the rest to us. I can't guarantee we'll pick up your bones if you die, though. That's fair enough to promise. We are going into a volcano. That would be kind of difficult. Pirate says, what can we do with these yaks? If we leave them here, they'll die. Yak says, Moo. We should try eating one before we decide if we're willing to take care of them. That's kind of messed up. Hello, Grimoire.
Hey, teacher. You managed to decipher what the ancient book had to say about Inominat's awakening, didn't you?
Right after we escaped from Titania, yes. I'm just sorry it wasn't of much use to you.
Oh, come on, Grim. I'd say it turned out all right.
That's not for you to decide.
You're not seriously blaming Grim for all that.
No, I'm not. But I'd still like to know anything more specific about Inominat.
Please, tell us what you've learned.
All right? What Inominat needs to fully awaken isn't a large quantity of malevolence, but rather the quality of it, in 8 types. Specifically, he needs despair, hatred, greed, conceit, lust, obsession, cowardice, and selfishness.
If each was assigned to a single Therian, then Velvet would be hatred and Kamawana greed, right?
Medusa would be conceit. Teresa is lust, and Orthrus, obsession?
And cowardice for Griffin. That leaves the Rhino Stagros with selfishness.
But Artorius was trying to steal despair from me. How does that fit in? 8 types of malevolence and only 7 Therians. It definitely doesn't add up. Whatever the case, it seems obtaining this 8th malevolence is the final obstacle before Innominat's full awakening.
I see. That would certainly explain Artorius' behavior. His plan was to foster profound hatred within Velvet, before plunging her into despair.
And he used her brother to do it.
If that's true, gathering all the Therians served a greater purpose. Right now, the Abbey has no means to collect despair.
But with Teresa dead, shouldn't a new Therian have taken her place?
Yeah, but after we killed her, the Abbey still went out of their way to try to capture me. That must mean they haven't been able to secure the new Therian. And even if they did, it wouldn't have despair.
That's a good point. Artorius spent 3 long years trying to foster the despair within you. If that is indeed the specific type of malevolence Innominat needs, it must not be something one can find overnight.
Right. We need to attack while there's still time. Indeed. Yet...
Is something troubling you?
Yes. It comes down to the very idea of quality where malevolence is concerned. When you talk about the relative quality of something, what you're really talking about is its purity. That would mean that Therians pick out and devour this pure malevolence.
Yeah.
But malevolence by its very nature is impure. Therefore, for some person or creature to become a Therian, they'd need to be responsive to a purity of impurity. Surely few could ever meet such a stringent criterion.
So we don't need to worry so much?
Oh, but I think I know someone who fits that description. Perhaps a certain succession of top exorcists who have tried to suppress and purify the spread of malevolence.
You don't mean...
It's just a concern. For now, at least.
That was kind of ominous of Grimoire to state. She says, go and see with your own 2 eyes. That's the only way you'll learn the truth about our world. You're right. I like books and all, but I really need to explore on my own if I'm gonna really learn. If only all students were as bright as you. When white warps, black is true. The old lady has a way with words, alright. Just talking to myself. You're here for requests, right? So we'll go back to Titania eventually. I just have to remind myself which ones to be expecting. Okay, so we're going for Deadly Mountain and Blood Spraying Crystal, and this is the worst boss fight in the game. To do normally. No contest. No contest, chat. Like, the gimmick bosses are hard in a combat standpoint, and this one is hard because gimmicks say no. They say no. No love, no enjoyment. We're gonna be lowering the difficulty just to clear it. Because weirdly, in order to get Chaos Mode normally, you'd have to beat the Blood Spraying Crystal. But if you were to play it on, like, hard mode, and you were to approach this as, like, a legit fight, I don't think you could do it. I mean, honestly, unless you've really been grinding out a ton of equipment. It's one of those fights where levels don't matter, chat. It's literally all down to what equipment you have. Speaking of which, chat, I was thinking we missed something last session. We forgot the cat's chest. Rest in peace, cat souls. Give them a salute, chat. We got right earring. Away it goes. So we still, I think, have one more cat's chest in general to get in the open world. I don't remember if I got the one in the previous area or not. But yeah, rest in peace, cat chest. Or more accurately, the cat spirit sacrificed to them. Okay, enough walking around. Let's surfboard.
A merchant friend who works with the Abbey told me about this one weird Class 4 island.
Pirate, now's not the time.
Exorcist went there, and when they came back, they were laid up in bed, having awful nightmares and saying strange things in their sleep.
What sort of things?
Stuff like the walls moving and attacking them, fairies flying in front of them. All kinds of weird.
Couldn't those just be demons they saw there?
Hey, I ain't done. Towards the end, they were talking about not wanting to see people's backs, that they hated them.
They hated backs? What could that mean?
I don't know. That's what makes it so strange.
Maybe they saw the back of some demon on the island and they don't want to be reminded.
Your guess is as good as mine. But if you do decide to go, you'd best watch your backs.
So he's telling us about a place we can't go to, which is kind of rude, because we can't actually leave here. Pirate says, bit of a strange question, but how exactly does one go watching their own back? Oh, nothing respawned up there. That's fine. So we could go towards the volcano, but let's not do that right away. Let's at least go up the stairs first. We're actually allowed to actually enter this building now, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's nothing in here yet. Oh, okay. I thought there would at least be some dialogue. So apparently we have nothing to say about Kuragane becoming a weapon. Like, he did it here, presumably at the altar. Also, it seems kind of dangerous to leave this place open with all the lit candles and nobody's watching it. I feel like they're gonna burn the building down, chat. But now I think it's time for us to proceed, chat.
If only I could just use my power to seal Inominat.
Looks like you're raring to go, eh, Laphicet? Just don't be too eager to help, okay? You've got a bad habit of trying to play the good guy.
Oh no, I'm not a good guy. I'm a selfish, wicked little boy.
Oh, is that so?
But if you acknowledge your own selfishness, then it's something you've chosen for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Then we have that in common. Now, all that's left is to follow your own creed. Only that.
Besides, I'm a demon. Even if you were the worst of the worst, I'd be like, cool.
Thanks, Aizen. Thanks, Rokuro.
Velvet. Don't give up on Laphicet just yet, okay?
So, you were eavesdropping on us at the inn.
Heavens! I never knew a praetor to be so utterly shameless!
All right, I was. But that's not what I'm trying to say here. What I'm trying to say is...
I know. No matter how selfish you are, life's empty without anyone to share it with.
Correct. She's got a point.
More than anything, I don't want to give up. Not on myself.
I believe that is the last of the skits in town. We've now covered them all. So there's one right in front of us. We're gonna go ahead and save here. We're gonna trigger it, and then we're gonna lower the difficulty in a moment. Just for this one fight, chat, I promise.
What is all this?
Oh, calm down. It's just steam.
Really? Oh, I get it. Mount Killaros is melting the bottom of the glacier.
Of course. The heat and the cold are engaged in a futile war. Just like someone I know.
Why not worry about the path you're taking?
The path I'm taking?
Oh, hot!
Wait, beneath this ice?
Is boiling hot water.
How can you be so calm right now? One false step and we're poached!
Probably.
If you don't slip, you won't die.
For the Reaper, you're certainly optimistic.
Where's that famous apathy of yours today, Magilou?
Who cares about apathy? Especially when I got friends as depraved as you!
So we're walking on top of an active volcano, more or less. That's always nice, chat. Sure, things will be fine. So for now, let's keep the difficulty where it is, because I'm going to show you what happens if you do this boss fight as quote-unquote intended. Big air quotes, chat. Just roll your eyes. So we're going to come up this way, because this actually leads not towards the volcano, but to an optional area. This optional area has the blood spraying crystal. And also, I think another cat's chest, if I'm not mistaken. Well, there is a chest here. So we might as well collect these souls while we're here, chat. Mithril garment, okay. I mean, that's a pretty high-end item for us. That's not too bad. Oh, there's the cats. I thought the cats just was here, chat. Okay, so this should cover the previous area. Rest in peace, 335 cat spirits. You died for nothing. You didn't even get an item for us. Alright, so let's not get in a fight with the ghost. I'm gonna go straight for the crystal. Ooh, it tried. Watch this, chat. Watch this. So, like, you're looking at this thing and you're like, okay, you know, its attack power isn't that great. And then, chat, your eyes glaze over to the armor and magic resistance of this monster, and you're like, wait a minute, what? You're like, wait. It only has 1,000 health, chat. Surely it can't be that difficult to damage this boss. So chat, not only does it have resistance, but it reflects every single element in the game. So if you try any button, it doesn't work. No matter what you do, chat, you can't win. So like I could cast spells, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like spells just hurt you. Truly phenomenal, chat. Truly phenomenal. So unfortunately, this boss takes forever to kill us. So we're gonna just quit to menu. Oh, we can't just quit to menu from there. That's unfortunate. This boss takes forever to kill you if you make the mistake of coming here. I thought we would still be able to cancel out. So let's get our party killed. I don't feel like waiting for this. So we're not physically able to damage this boss whatsoever. Oh, does it actually let us escape? Really? I didn't know that. Oh, well, we can escape, because that might be slightly quicker. Huh, what does that do to the Code Red fight? Does it make it just go away? Hold on, chat, I don't think I've ever tried to run from a Code Red fight. Hold on. So, I mean, it left the mini-map, which is, I mean, not the worst thing, but what if we turn around, just for future reference? Okay, it does respawn. Also, what happened to our auto-cook? Hello? I'll just have her cook for a second. So in any case, what we should do, chat, the intended strategy, chat, to beat that boss is, remember how I said there is like a really useless ability that only has one purpose? So Laphicet has a weapon that does it. So basically, chat, you need to stack the ability to reduce damage, whether that's like percent resistance or regular damage taken down, and then the random skill reflect damage taken is the only way you can hurt the boss. So chat, I'm gonna save you like many hours of gameplay in order to get enough equipment to do that, and let's never do that the intended way. Excuse me. So we're gonna go to simple, chat, and the reason you want to go to simple is simple, because this boss's gimmick doesn't work on the lowest difficulty. It just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. So if we go fight this boss on simple, this is what your experience would be comparatively. Yeah, we're not doing this the intended way, chat.
I can't even call that a fight.
I can't call it a fight either, Rokuro, but we'll take the grade. I'm sorry, chat. I don't want to put you through that. It's very boring to collect items for this boss, so we're just gonna do it on simple. This is what you should do at home anyway. Don't ever do this boss as intended. Just say no to bad fights, chat. Let's see, we got increased stun duration, which is excellent, because anything that increases stun duration just helps us with bosses. So now technically this is the first time that we've unlocked Chaos difficulty. So now we're kind of in sync with where we should be difficulty-wise. So we'll go ahead. I think we might have fought the boar before. I don't think there's any new enemies here, unfortunately. But we probably should get into one generic fight just to make sure that we end up getting some blast gauge back.
We will need to be extremely wary.
You're wide open! Bird! No escape! You're wide open! Bird!
So we're just going to make sure everybody is just constantly using their abilities. We're going to be tag swapping into them a lot just to make sure that we just have a little more blast gauge for the next fight. We don't need it to be max, but it would be nice if it's not at ones. So most of them are almost at 2, which is good. Little boys at almost 3, not bad. Almost switched to her in time.
Isn't it hard to wield a blade in each hand?
My weapons are a part of me.
Aizen said the same thing.
Totally different. No, it's totally different.
We're good friends.
Well, we actually got a unique character interaction because we had a specific party. It's actually kind of rare for us to see this, to be honest, chat. So I'm glad we got to see that just on this very arbitrary party. Because normally we don't have Rokuro in the party when we have these other 3. I'm glad we got to see that. A little more characterization, chat. Okay, so we have an okay amount of blast gauge now. Dying to the boss earlier did not help our blast gauge, but it's fine. We could get it back quick enough anyway. So our goal is to ascend into the volcano and also collect any red herbs that we see along the way. Ooh, more art attack? Yes, please. Little boy needs to get stronger. We're gonna go ahead and just collect these chests because they're easy enough to get. 4 fragments, not really great, but we'll pick them up. We're hoping for just about anything else other than Tails coins. Flamestone chip is also pretty bad.
The sky. The snow. It's all red. So this is a Scarlet night.
Pretty strange, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's not like I'm happy about it or anything.
If you're worried about Laffy or Celica, you don't need to be. I was just wondering what makes the moon turn so red.
They say the Crimson Moon is a gate to beyond, and is proof of humanity's sins.
A sign of sin, huh? Maybe the moon drinks up the innocent blood spilled by the wicked.
My, it would take a wicked mind indeed to come up with something like that.
Please, don't say such frightening things.
A scarlet night occurs whenever a full moon is in a certain position. The land and the moon pull at each other, and Earth Pulse energy spills into the sky, turning it red.
Yes, and the amount of power is said to create enough mana to affect even an Empirian.
So that's why the ritual is done on a Scarlet night.
But the world of humanity is violent, and the Earth Pulse is stained with all the blood spilled throughout history. So Rokuro's theory might have hit a little closer to the truth than expected.
Oh, a wild guess hits the mark.
Don't get used to it.
It sure does look grim, though.
Yeah.
I like how she's mad Rokuro's right. Oh, chat. Also, I was kind of thinking earlier, I mean, we have Kuragane with us, and I was kind of laughing because Kamoana was saying Rhino Stagros was with her.
That's the cave. I can feel a powerful earth pulse flowing inside it.
It looks like we can reach the core from there.
But Rhino Stagros is with us. We're never giving up Rhino Stagros. Okay, chat, so we have a kind of decent distance to walk. We basically have to climb into the volcano. And we're gonna have a pretty little ice cave area leading into it first, though. We're gonna make sure to grab this chest because we haven't been picking up many items in general due to lack of combat. Well, ornamented with peach-colored rose. I think that's also new for us. I don't think we have that. So this would be a big upgrade for us. Like, I know we're not using a lot of art moves in general, but it still adds a little bit of attack power. So honestly, that's still not all that bad. Also, it adds 15% art eventually, which is actually kind of important to get. But for now, we'll leave it on Mithril. So one thing we want to focus on Velvet are all the stat ups when percent health is low. In particular, the damaging ones. Because we can make her damage completely absurd.
All right, Velvet. I think it's time you let us in on your plan for how we escape if and when the volcano erupts.
There is no plan.
Oh, what? Then even if we awaken the elemental Empirians, we're still toast!
I'm not going to die.
Well, I'm super happy for you, but what about the rest of us?
I'm sure you'll all make it.
Don't you think you're being a bit blithe?
I doubt there'll be an eruption at all. We'll only be using the volcano's life spring to push souls into the Earth Pulse. I don't think that should have much of an impact on the volcano's activity itself.
Well, if you say so. That's a load off.
Aye. But the ancients also say that when the 4 Empirians awaken, there's a great shift in the earth. If they're angry about being roused from their slumber, I don't think a volcanic eruption is something we can rule out.
See? What did I tell you?
Really, I'm sure we'll be fine. If the volcano erupts, we'll just deal with it.
You're starting to sound like Velvet.
You look sure of yourself, but I'm still nervous.
It may be best to write up a will. Eisen, do you have a pen and paper?
Yeah, but I'm using them.
That's enough. You already know how this will turn out, right?
Oh, so you figured that out.
It wasn't hard. Besides, it's not like you have anyone to give a will to.
Oof, way to cut to the quick.
Jeez, Velvet. That was kind of brutal, not gonna lie. So now we're gonna come across a few different enemy types, so this is gonna be our last opportunity to restock our blast gauge. So let's go ahead and do so, chat.
A forward killer.
No mercy! Wounds that won't heal. Carved into flesh. Lethal pay!
That poor enemy, chat. So we're doing a pretty sizable amount of damage, which is good. We need to keep this kind of damage total up for bosses. Oh, I got hit by the sonar. Oh, that's annoying. Or the echolocation, I think it's called in the game. Stop that. What an annoying enemy, chat. I don't appreciate the bats. Lingering hitboxes are not our friends. Oh well, I'm gonna let them know they're wide open, chat.
We won, right?
You're wide open!
Uh-oh. Indeed, they're wide open. I forgot to actually swap out equipment because I think some people maxed earlier. I think Eisen also mastered something. Oh yeah, and he's using terrible pairs of boots, so getting him off of this is actually pretty good. Because just about anything would be better. Although it looks like he mastered... Did he actually master every pair of boots? Wow, he's actually done. So what I probably want to do for damage purposes is I will probably put military hike on him. Because, like, I don't super care about his defense as much. And this one reduces his wind casting time, and also adds wind automatically to the first hit in his combo. So I'd rather his spells do a lot more damage, and he can cast them faster. Like between, oh, and it increases fatigue capability, which is what wind causes. So overall, this just helps him with getting souls. So if we could just give this one more bonuses in the future, I think we'll be fine. I'll just do a quick double check to see if I got any new items. I don't think I did. Oh, there's an item she hasn't quite picked up yet. Ooh. Oof, this tanks her damage. Whatever. Whatever. We don't need her for damage on the boss, but it definitely makes me sad. Oh, there's another charm. Ooh, lowers physical attack. I'll equip that tentatively for now, but if I feel like I'm not doing enough damage, I might have to revert that one. Oh no, little boy. I mean, I guess we can make you tanky just for the boss. I mean, your stats are already so good, I think I could afford to not get the weapon. See, what I'm concerned about, Chad, is that this upcoming boss does a lot of damage. If we mess around with this boss fight, we are in for a world of hurt. So I might have to have little boy just be tanky for now, rather than damage. Because we need to show off not one, but 2 Mystic Arts, chat. So surviving to the second Mystic Art is going to be something. Okay, so we're going to make sure everybody has at least 4 meter. Because we should be able to do so with our equipment. We've been doing decent bonuses to ourselves. Wow, he has got 5 souls for some reason. Sure.
Try as they might, it won't change anything.
Okay, so the downside about this dungeon, chat, is that it takes away our fast travel again, so we're gonna have to walk quite a distance before we get the fast travel again. I believe this is like 4 levels, maybe 5, and we don't get the fast travel until basically the top floor. Now, there are a couple of quote-unquote jumps that we could do with the board, but they just lead to some basic items. Honestly, they're not like super worth going back to, but if you're just trying to do it for completion's sake, you'll have to come back down a few floors, unfortunately, once you get the board. Now, we won't really be seeing this area too much again for the rest of the game. There's an area much later on we'll be returning to for the post-game dungeon, but this area specifically, this is pretty much the only time you're going to see it. So again, we're going to try our best to avoid combat. We stay along the edges here. We shouldn't get into any fights, fortunately. Little boy's just going as fast as he can, chat. His little legs are trying to carry us to victory. Oh, those cat souls. We're so far behind. Like, I know it looks like I have a lot, but we have like a 2,000 cat soul toll to pay, and we still haven't unlocked all the cat's chests on stream. So we have to start collecting, chat. Let's see, nothing there. Gold scrap. That's actually a good find for us. We have a couple of really good gold items we could afford to pump up at some point. One of them literally being Pumper Upper, I think.
I'm freezing. So
cold. Worth killing.
If you fall asleep, we're leaving you.
That's 4 enemies. See, like, our combos are pretty much as optimal as they're gonna get. Like, I could tweak them a little bit, but honestly, our standard combos are fantastic right now. Oh, we actually got Banishing Thunder. How rare. I'm like, I usually don't sit on more than 3 souls, so that was kind of nice to see it. Poor enemies, chat. One thing I'm going to make sure we do every now and then, I'm just going to go pick up a soul. You do get titles for collecting souls, so just make sure if you're playing for the first time, if you see them, just walk around and go collect them. I think that happens if the enemy has too many souls, like if they're already at max and then you give them another soul, like via a stun or something like that. I believe they'll just throw a soul out. Bosses also throw it out, I think, regardless of being capped. But anyway, oh, we got her weapon max, so I can technically change it to anything. I mean, 175 strength is really high. Honestly, I don't know if we have anything that beats that. Yeah, not really. I mean, technically we have Amber Blade, but because our other thing doesn't increase strength, this is not an increase for us. If we were to swap over to, like, the, what is it, the Animalia Ring, which gives us attack power, and also choose something that gives us attack, like, we'll change the belt, then that 7% attack would be stronger. But we'll take this for now. It's okay. I mean, like, it increases our earth power, so we automatically have earth on all of our hits, and it also just increases earth damage by 4%. So it's just guaranteeing our first hit does more damage, if nothing else. Yeah, here's an example of where you'd have to come back with the board, which is a bit unfortunate. The game makes you work for the fast travel chat for some reason. Like, no, it should have just been inherit. I don't think we can avoid the 100th peed, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh, they're dead, chat.
Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem. No escape. You're wide open. Bird.
Wide open, chat. They're wide open.
No escape. You're wide open. Bird. Die or be killed. No escape. Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem.
Look at that damage he does off his own stun. What a monster. So we'll just make sure he's at 3 meter. That's all we really need him to be at. 5 is just kind of a luxury.
Difficult weapons to master?
I've trained with them for many years.
Many years, huh?
So we're gonna do our best to continue and also collect more cat souls. Never enough cat souls, chat. So I don't think there's too many more skits between us and the boss fight. It literally is just kind of a walk there. Ooh, fine tempering powder is a excellent drop to get here. So I think this is the first time if you were collecting those random sparklies on the ground. I think this is the first time you could get the endgame crafting material. So if you don't like enhancing and disenchanting, you can actually just kind of walk from here to the next area, and it will just randomly give you the endgame crafting stuff. So instead of taking a weapon from +1 all the way to +7, you just walk through here a few times. I guess depending on how many materials you have, it might be technically faster to do than to gather a bunch of items and then disenchant. So that saves us a lot of time. 100 peed, I can't escape you. I wish I could though. Oh, I let go of block at the wrong time.
See this? I'll finish this. You're wide open. Bird.
They're always wide open, chat.
You're wide open. Bird. Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem.
And honestly, when you're fighting normal enemies, you don't even need to get the stun sometimes. Like, he just does so much damage, it doesn't matter. And we're back at 3 souls, which is exactly what we want to be at. Oh, I comboed into my own spell. That was kind of messed up, chat. Did you like that freeze spell comboing onto our R2? That wasn't really necessary, but it's fun to do. Poor enemies, chat. Poor enemies. So we're just gonna try to avoid encounters, but again, this area is kind of difficult to do so. If we had the surfboard, things would be okay, but unfortunately we don't. So what is over here? I feel like, yeah, I was gonna say there's a chest or something over here. Unfortunately, it's not a color that interests me unless they give me something crazy. Oh, give me drop bottle. That's okay. Got another gold scrap, which again is nice because that is useful for some of our equipment. Not necessarily for damage, but I think some of our equipment that gathers other equipment and has like an equipment drop rate up are gold items, like for example Pumper Upper. So that'll save us a little bit of time later, in case we don't have those yet. On the plus side, if I continue to collect cat souls, it's hard to get lost because I just have to look for where I didn't collect the cat souls. There's a silver chest. That could be of interest. What item will it give us is the big question. Pinion ring. Guess it's okay. I mean, the earth and wind are fairly common elements that enemies do for some reason. Not physical for some reason. Oh no, they're fine tempering powder. Look at that, chat.
We'll be facing Shigure soon.
Yeah, not long now. I know this is a weird time to bring this up, Laphicet, but there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
All right, ask away.
I knew you'd say that. So, how was your bath in Mercio?
Huh?
You went in with Velvet, right? Just between us guys. What was it like?
What are you getting at, Rokuro?
Let me in on this too. It'll be our secret.
Not you too, Aizen!
There's nothing to be ashamed of. There are just certain times in life when you need to find your resolve and seize the opportunity. We just want to know what your resolve got you.
Right. It's like a test.
Stop it! I didn't go into the bath with her!
Well, that's a shame. That might have been your one shot. Once you're all grown up, you won't be able to get away with it.
That's why I didn't do it. I'm tired of Velvet treating me like a little kid.
Bravo!
You passed the test.
Right. You don't need me to watch over you anymore.
Why did you laugh like that?
We're just happy that you're growing up.
I don't understand you two. If you're just gonna pick on me, go away.
We're sorry, but I really needed that. Laughter's good for the soul.
Rokuro, were you feeling tense?
You wouldn't think it, huh? But now I can fight like I always do. I owe you, Laphicet.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Looks like the next test is yours.
Yeah. Laphicet, Aizen, watch me prove myself.
Expedition is returned, chat. Yeah, chat very much appreciated that test.
Rokuro, how do you think Shigure will move against us?
Big air
He's not
quotes.
really the imaginative type. He'll be out in the open, waiting for us.
Away we go, chat. So they're talking about meeting him, but we still have quite a distance to go.
It's the perfect place for a flanking attack.
We don't need to worry about an ambush. Shigure is waiting for us ahead.
Alright, so I'm just gonna get into a dangerous encounter here, because dodging both of these is too annoying. Oh, I actually somehow didn't dangerous encounter that, despite trying to do that on purpose. Oh well. As I was gonna say, I don't think we fought the Winter Wolf in this playthrough. Flashing daggers. We definitely fought Wild Boar. These would have been too tough to dodge normally anyway. Oh, I actually got the evade. I was talking about dodging on the world map, but sure, I could dodge mid-combat too.
No escape! Eat it!
Oh, Rokuro got really injured or something. Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, well, this sucks. I actually really didn't want to get into this fight before the boss, but suddenly Limworm chat. I didn't think I fought enough enemies to trigger him, but oh well, this is gonna suck. Goodbye, our blast gauge. Rest in peace. You were murdered by random encounter. And he died. Of course he did. Man, chat, listen. I'm like, I literally swapped to him to swap out and he died before I could do so. That sucked. Alright, that's not enough damage. I'm not gonna continue that combo. Alright, what is this thing weak to again? Physical and water? I think our first one is physical and water. Oh no, it's this one. I'm gonna modify this slightly. I don't need Shell Splitter here. Need another physical attack. I'm gonna switch this over to probably Harsh Rebuttal. And then this one can be just about anything else. I might even start with the Shell Splitter here. So this is kind of unfortunate. I'm at a very big disadvantage because I lost a party member, so I lost my big way to combo. Huh? Did they tag out Velvet while I briefly tag swap? That sucked. I really didn't want them to do that. That's a waste of my meter. And because they tag swapped her, I don't have, man, now I don't have enough blast gauge to Mystic Art. Man, chat, this AI is annoying sometimes. It really is. I literally don't have enough anymore because they spent a meter on her. What jerks. So now I have to remember where Aizen is in our lineup, which is going to be a problem. Hopefully little boy does damage. Your turn, Loppy set. And Velvet died. Man. So unfortunately I forgot where Aizen was in our chain, and apparently I needed to hit up. They're throwing me off. I don't see. It's both a positive thing that the AI can tag swap out and a very negative thing, because you don't remember the order sometimes when you miss the guard. Fortunately, Rokuro does an insane amount of damage, so this boss should be dead, especially if I do this.
Arise, ascending angel!
No, it lived? Wow, that's unfortunate. I just need anybody that could combo. There we go.
Be proud. You made me unleash.
Yeah, we got like no grade because of how many deaths there were. That really sucks, because that would have actually been a lot normally. So this is like that was like the worst case scenario. I got into an actually difficult fight right before the boss fight. So thanks, Gabe. I don't appreciate that. We lose more magic attack power, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'll do it for now, but I'm not super happy about our items in general. I'll swap it out with Eleanor. That way Eleanor could get a little more health. Alright, so we definitely need to get into another fight, but I'm gonna see if I could wait and ignore some of these enemies. I just want a little bit of meter back. There we go. Again, I don't need like a ton of meter, but coming in with just one is I don't know. This doesn't seem like a smart decision. There we go. That's a little better. So everybody has at least 3 in the main party, which isn't too bad.
Come on, really?
And Aizen is not really too hard to get meter with. So we recovered most of our blast gauge, fortunately. You know what, chat? Just as a safety precaution, let's make sure Aizen also gets meter. Okay, he'll definitely have it now, which is good. There we go, chat. Much better. Much better.
Nothing can stop these fists.
Nothing can stop these fists. Well, we learned Hexa Strike, which I think is a really good art for Eleanor, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed it is. So this one costs a little more meter than some of her other ones. So it's like, you know, it only provides stuns. So you wouldn't necessarily think it's a great move because it just costs more. But because it has 6 hits in it, it actually is pretty good for racking up the combo counter. Which is weird because if you compare it to like a 3 or 4 hit move from Velvet, like hers costs 18, but comparatively, Velvet's like 5 hit move of Shell Splitter is 20. So it's kind of one of those weird things. Now I think one of them also learned a new healing spell. I want to make sure that that gets disabled. I thought somebody learned. Oh yeah, Elixir Vitae. Yeah, let's make sure that's disabled. Listen, chat, just say no to healing spells on high difficulties. So let's go ahead and save here. So we should now just have a straightaway to the boss, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have to continue further into the volcano. So one thing about this boss that's kind of special is that you see 2 different versions of Mystic Art depending on who's in the party. So we're gonna start with the wrong party first. Let's start with the wrong party first, chat.
Oh, miss me that much, did ya?
So you are intended to bring Rokuro into the fight because like this is supposed to be his big fight. So the game will punish you for not having Rokuro in your party. So let's see what happens when we do this, chat. It's definitely a much harder fight if you don't have Rokuro in the party. We'll swap him in mid-fight, so it won't be completely terrible, but expect hilarity to ensue, and/or one-shots on most of the party. So anyway, let's head into the very interesting cave. It is a nice touch, I'll give him that. So this is probably one of my favorite boss fights in the game.
Wow, really? He's really just waiting for us here? Rokuro!
It's okay.
Incredible! The old bastard forged himself into a sword!
Indeed. That blade's the embodiment of Kurogane's centuries of study.
The Kurogane Stormquell. I like it.
Just Kurogane for now. He will be the blade that surpasses both Stormquell and Stormhowl. And when it does, then he will have earned the name Kurogane Stormquell.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Watch out. I wouldn't be surprised if he used an Armatus.
An Armatus? It's not my style to rely on anyone's help.
Says the big bad exorcist. Look, you'll even ask a tubby kitty for help.
Shut up! I'm totally not!
He isn't. Quite the opposite, actually. Shigure asked me to restrain his power.
Restrain his power? Wait, you don't mean...
She does. It's for my training. At first, I could barely even move my little finger. Morgrim, release my bindings.
Can a human even be this strong?
Kitty Wampus was holding him back?
With enough will, humans can do anything. This was to be my secret weapon against Artorias. I'm impressed.
Rokuro!
Sorry, but we're pitching in.
Good. I'll take you all at once. Forget about fighting fair. You won't beat me unless you use everything you've got.
I know. All too well.
Okay, chat. So I would recommend, unless you're going for the achievement, don't enter this fight without Rokuro in the party. So we're gonna fish out both of his mystic arts, so he will only perform his most damaging one if we don't have Rokuro in the party. So stat-wise, he's not too crazy. However, unlike some of the people we fought before, he's actually pretty good at comboing, so he can actually rack up a lot more damage than his stats would suggest. His weakness is fire, and he resists Hurricane Thrust, therefore making him an annoying boss.
Alright, let's have some fun.
You got it. Round 1013, begin!
Seriously, you're still counting?
Only because they were all losses, but that ends today.
I'm trying to recall specifically what attack gives him the ability we're looking for, but for now, we'll just whittle him down.
I enter the fray. I'll finish this.
Oh no, Rokuro's in the party. Bad AI. Anyway, back to Velvet. So I believe we have to weaken him up a bit before we see his Mystic Art. But as you can see, he's not taking a crazy amount of damage from us. Some of us are just doing one to him. So we're gonna use Rokuro just to stun him. Hopefully we're not gonna see his Mystic Art right away. But as you can see on Chaos Mode, this boss does quite a bit of damage. You're intended to kind of dodge around him in a 1v1. Oh, he's supposed to be weak to fire. Get over here. Oh, he actually got out of the combo. Good for him. So again, they won't use their Mystic Arts right away. The game has a little bit of mercy. But we do have to get him a little lower in health. So let's get him a little lower, chat. We're purposely trying not to insta-kill him, which is actually a little difficult on this difficulty, since he has decent defense, unlike some of the other bosses we fought. So hopefully around this time he should start using his Mystic Art. Oh, that's not good. He cleaved me. Not what I wanted.
No escape! You're wide
Well, we'll let him know he's wide open a little bit, chat. Oh, let's dodge. I was gonna say let's dodge that, but I did not dodge that. We'll give Aizen some time to recover some health. So around this point, he should start using his Mystic Art. Unfortunately, I'm kind of low on health, because I was kind of baiting him out, but that's fine. Our goal is to show off everything this boss has to offer. So he should start doing new attacks now, because he's been wounded quite a bit. Yeah, there we go. See, he just powered up. Oh. Yeah, see that combo, chat? Wow, he's going in on little boy. Oh, he one-shot me again. That was kind of unfortunate. It's fine. It's all for the pursuit of Mystic Arts, chat. Let's go ahead and get some meter. Yeah, he's definitely a one-shot ping on Chaos Mode, Kaiser Gamer. Hope you're also doing well. Don't think I said hello to you yet. Now, the downside is I think when I'm in Velvet's Therian form, I don't think I can actually get Mystic Arted with how the game works. So again, because we're purely just trying to show off the Mystic Art, I'm going to use items to heal. Yeah, he should be using it now. I'm kind of surprised he isn't, to be honest. I think he's actually not getting a chance to use it. Hold on, chat. I have to tell everybody to be defensive. I'm comboing him too well. Hold on. Yeah, normally he's like all over me with the missile. There we go.
I don't even need to dodge. It'll be the same every time.
So because Rokuro was out there, he actually counters the Mystic Art. So we're gonna have to do that again, but unfortunately we're gonna have to have Rokuro kind of sub out.
You can handle my attacks now. This is where the fight truly begins.
What do you know? I totally agree.
Too slow.
So now we just have to see the other Mystic Art.
Not bad.
I did tag swap, but she still died. That's okay. As I said before, I want to see the other one where if we don't have Rokuro in the party. But unfortunately, Rokuro's in the party again, because they're just getting too injured. I guess that's the downside of Chaos Mode. So we're gonna let our characters recover a little bit of health. Or that'll just one-shot me. That's fine. I swear we will see the other version of this Mystic Art, chat. I swear. Oh, there we are.
It'll be the same every time. Eagle. Hey.
Oh, he just party wiped everybody. Nice. Okay, please come back.
Now, what's wrong? Don't disappoint me, Rokuro.
Let me handle this.
I enter the fray.
So we're now playing on the Ultra defense right now. So we need to make sure our allies are reviving. Game, please let me go the way I'm trying to move. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna tell our ally. I hit the wrong button there. That's unfortunate. We're gonna tell our allies to go back on the offensive. Now that we've seen both of these. Why are they not attacking? There's all those... Oh, yeah, see, they're not attacking or using their souls. That's kind of a problem. What a waste of souls, chat. Oh, I did it too early. That sucks.
I
There we go. Now they're attacking again.
Killing flash! But I'm this close. I won't miss! Form zero! Thunder!
Their health is too low. I thought they revived with 50% on balance, though. Thought that was the point of Life Bottle. They're okay now. They woke up a bit.
Killing flash! Behold the art of my ancestors! Sun gets a style! Aaron! Hurricane! Caution! Deception! Breaking photon! Fuel up to the bar! Breaking photon!
Uh-oh.
I don't even need to dodge. It'll be the same every
Fortunately, it got countered.
Final judgment! No escape!
There we go. This is what I was looking to do. Go on, little boy. Finish the fight.
Truly impressive.
There we go, chap.
You people are really something, aren't you?
Don't act like you're impressed. I haven't even shown you my true blade.
Your true blade? Well then, no time for me to take a break.
Shigure!
Keep out of this one, Morgrim.
Rokuro, he's still got plenty of power left.
Of course he does. He's Shigure Rangetsu after all.
2 blades, you sure?
Why don't you find out? It's your life on the line.
The same goes for you. Three of them. So this is your true blade.
That's right. I developed this technique to defeat you.
Not bad at all. This is my parting gift to Kurogane. Take Stormhowl. One last thing. Please, let this fat cat go.
Shigure?
Shigure, you were ordered to be executed because I
was already planning on leaving. I was sick of living the life of a chained dog. Idiot. Stop worrying about the little things. Rejoice when your blade finds its mark. Seethe when it doesn't. Die when one finds you. That's all there is to it. The way of the sword is a simple one. That's what makes it so much fun.
Yeah, it really is.
That's the vicious face I'm looking for. If only Artorias' stony face could smile like that, he'd be a lot happier.
Yeah. Velvet,
We're good?
we're good. My blade found its mark.
Huh?
So we got a ton of experience. I noticed Aizen didn't level for some reason. And in any case, we got a new form, Rapid Bolt. Not bad. Take a look at that. He would have been worth a lot of grade had I not been purposely killing myself for that Mystic Art. But not too bad. So before we listen to the menu,
If you want to leave,
I'm all mixed up, chat. I was playing East, and now I'm doing the opposite command for confirm. I have to teach myself to remember that between games. Oh, chat. Do you know what I'm talking about, chat? Where like sometimes circle is confirm on the PlayStation versus X. It's like the US versus the Japanese style of confirmation. It really throws me off switching between those different games. So let's take a look at our different equipment real quick. Actually, all of our stuff is so close, but we actually didn't unlock it, unfortunately. We're still a few grade points away. Now, I'm just trying to think if I need to change anything for our titles before we go any further, or if I'm going to leave it as is. You know what? I'll leave it as is for now, actually.
now, Rokuro. I won't stop you.
Don't forget, my purpose here is to repay my debt to you.
One more thing, actually. The expedition popped at some point. Let's make sure we send that out. Now let's listen to the skit.
What's the matter? Why are you crying?
I'm not crying.
Okay.
Okay? Is that all you have to say?
What's wrong? You really are crying.
You and Shigure. You were brothers, but...
Oh, that. It's really nothing to shed tears over.
How can you pretend it's not important? Don't tell me it's because you're a demon.
You went and answered your own question.
So you will say it's because you're a demon.
No, that's not the answer, actually. It's not because I'm a demon. It's because we're swordsmen that I'm not sad.
Huh?
When we fought, when we both really fought, I got this sharp, vivid feeling that pierced straight to my core. When we were both throwing ourselves wholly into the battle, we wanted to keep on fighting forever, like an unquenchable thirst. That's a feeling we only got from each other.
Lord Shigure did seem to be enjoying himself. I feel like I can understand it a little better now. But I'll never comprehend it.
That's for the better. If you did, you'd end up like us.
Probably so.
I wonder when I'll be able to have a match like that again.
You won't have to worry about that. Just as you work so hard to defeat Lord Shigure, another swordsman will do the same to defeat you.
You're not wrong. Your positivity reminds me of him. Now I'm suddenly craving a cup of Yozakura Anmitsu.
Yozakura Anmitsu?
Cherry blossom flavored sweet bean paste, black sesame ice cream, and fruit. It was Shigure's favorite.
That's kind of hard to picture, but I'd like to try it.
It's settled then. When this is all over, I'll take you out for some.
I look forward to that.
Then make sure you come back alive, alright?
You too, Rokuro. Yozakura Anmitsu. I won't forget.
Before I do any comments, let's actually talk to the cat god.
You should get out of here while you still have the chance.
If things get hairy, I'll run. But please, let me stay here a little longer. I owe Shigure for giving me back my free will. And he always did hate to be alone.
I never knew that.
You didn't? Weren't you his brother?
We never had time to think about anything other than our training.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean any insult. He lived and he died according to his own beliefs. That has to be good enough. Humans like that are not so bad.
I suppose we aren't.
You're a funny sort of Moloch, aren't you?
Thanks for the compliment.
Rokuro, you said something to him at the end.
To Shigure?
Yeah. Maybe it's not my place to ask, but...
I don't mind. It was just something that happened long ago. The story about Shigure plotting to overthrow our lord. That was a lie. A lie that I spread.
But why?
I wanted a just cause to strike him down. Storm Howl, Shigure's name, the leadership of the clan. I used to want all of that for myself.
Do you regret it?
Not at all. Besides, Shigure figured it out a long time ago. But really, I don't know what made me think I had the strength to defeat him back then.
He was truly strong.
Of course he was. He was the head of the Rangetsu family, the strongest warriors in all the land.
Rokuro, does this make you head of the clan now?
No. I'm a demon. And more importantly, all I ever wanted was to beat my brother. That's enough for me.
That's a very interesting take on the character background. So, we just learned everything we know about Rokuro is a lie. I'm just going back through the comments because we were in quite a few number of skits. So Kaiser Gaming is saying he should do a new playthrough. I would say go ahead and play it. It's a fun game. I mean, I've played it many times at this point. So I would recommend it if you like the game, just go ahead and pick it up again. Morgrim says, Shigure really turned my life around when he told me that cats are fickle because that's what cats are. Says, huh, I guess I'm a Moloch, not a cat, but anyway, I accept myself for what I am now. That's what made me a lot happier. So indeed, chat, we have added another soul to the collection. And we have one more soul to go. So we have quite a successful Scarlet night so far. But unfortunately, we have a little bit more walking to do before the next boss.
It's scorching. No, it's torrid. Wait, no, it's hot! Can you please stop making a fuss? Anyone who can keep their cool inside a volcano needs their head examined.
I can feel the power of the Earth Pulse flowing upward. This is the life spring.
That's odd. Melchior isn't here.
Have you devoured even Shigure, Lord of Calamity? But remember, the only exorcists whose souls are worthy of sacrifice are Shigure, Oscar, Teresa, and me!
He's above us, at the volcano's peak.
With 3 souls, you can only awaken 3 Empirians. That won't be enough to seal Innominat's power. If you are missing even one, awakening them will cause this volcano to explode, with you inside it. If you seek to awaken all 4 elemental Empirians, then come. Try and take my soul from me!
What do you think, Magilo?
Trap. Melchior's greatest strength lies in his power over ice. I only wish we could lure him down here.
But we dare not forget. He's an exorcist who spent years plotting to awaken Innominat.
Exactly. He could be capable of anything. It'd be dangerous to assume otherwise.
Maybe this is the wrong time, but Magilo, you're related to Melchior, right?
You'd better believe it's the wrong time. Long ago, I was Magilanica Loom Maven, Melchior's foster daughter, and before I was cast out, his disciple.
Magilanica? The lost legate?
Huh. So even after 10 years, my name still lives on.
I'm impressed. You must have commanded a lot of respect.
Not in the least. The relationship between Melchior and I was like that between Velvet and Artorias. The debts owed, and the grudges held. Velvet, you don't have to believe me. You may never believe me. But I tell you now, I want to settle my—
I don't much care about the affairs of a witch, now do I? I'm going to the peak to find him. Just doing what I want, like always.
Yep, that's right. And I'm going with you, like always.
It's freezing, it's scorching, chat.
Piece of cake, it's a cinch. Piece of cinch, it's scorching, it's freezing, it's scorching.
What are you muttering about?
You told me to chill out when I complained about the heat.
Is that still bothering you?
I heat up quickly and cool down slowly. I'm not bothering anyone, so go on, get lost!
That's even more annoying. I mean, come on. If it's both hot and cold, it's not scorzing. It's freeching, clearly.
That doesn't sound like me at all. Wait, that's not even my point! My skin feels like a frozen shell, but somehow my insides are boiling! This is miserable! It should be one or the other. I can't stand this fence-sitting!
Oh? Well, so what about the pineapple and sweet and sour pork?
Gross!
A sweet omelet?
A crime against nature.
Chocolate-covered raisins?
Whoever thought up dried grapes should be hanged!
Well then, what about peach pie?
I don't see what you're getting at!
What about yourself?
Utterly vile.
Doesn't that make you a fence-sitter?
That's why I'm having you eat that old man and shove him into the life spring.
I hope you learn to like yourself.
Don't try to embarrass me.
Let's make sure we take that little quick teleport, chat. Let's also make sure to save, since we did beat the boss. Oh, Kristen agrees with Magilu on the chocolate-covered raisins. I think I'm okay with them. But I like raisins as is, so... Sounds like Magilu does not enjoy them. See, chat is talking about sacrificing Eleanor. I don't think they would want to do that, only because they want to keep Luffy set, but... I guess you could technically do it.
We will need...
Oh, look, we can acquire more Fingers of God from these enemies. Also, really? The giant fire golem has a water move? Why? You always gotta question these things sometimes, chat.
Be extremely wary.
Oh, I actually got the evade there. So we need to recover our blast gauge just a little bit. So we'll get into new fights with these monsters in the meantime. So I think now that this is here, I think I could switch this back to Shell Splitter. Be an okay move here. Guess I could do that for now. Oh, oops. I went to look at the chat and I realized golems don't appreciate you looking at chat mid-combat. Need to Google what raisins are. They're just they're dried grapes. There we go, that's what I was looking to do. I'm gonna back up slightly and teleport into him. There we go, that's what I wanted. Excellent.
Is this also part of the Reaper's Curse?
We got another Finger of God. Nice. So we're gonna fight yet another enemy, just to build up some blast gauge. We haven't seen this one before. Igniter Mole. It's got Secret Agent Doll. Great name for a weapon. And this one fortunately doesn't do water damage for no reason. But for a fire creature, it only has one fire move. Kind of strange, honestly. Oh, that did a lot of damage to us while we're in the Therian form. I know we take double damage at all, but that's still a lot. I'm gonna make sure everybody's just using up their meter a little more. Excellent. So we're almost back up to max meter. I think the only person I'm not sure about is Aizen, but I think he's pretty close. Oh, I walked into that. That was silly. Yeah, I guess I could just melee for now.
Well, that about does it.
Oh, we got Secret Agent Doll. That's nice. I don't think we've gotten a weapon upgrade for a while for Magilu. So we'll continue to hold on to the Witching Hour since it gives us drop rate increase. Now, this one is a fantastic, fantastic weapon. It's a shame that we don't have this enhanced. Technically, I could go back to town and teleport to here, technically. But this adds both physical and magic attack power, which is better than what we're using currently in basically all regards. And more importantly, fire attack power 9% applies to a lot of her moves. So that would be nice. Plus, eventually, it also gives us the fire elemental casting time minus 20%. Which, again, if you're just using her to interrupt enemy spell, or enemy spell casting and or melee, then it's a pretty nice ability. As our gamer is saying he played too much Berseria. How much is too much Berseria? That's the real question. Do I know how increased drop rates work? 3,000 hours is a lot of hours. I probably put closer to, if I had to guess, 500, because I played through the game a few times, one time on stream. I am vaguely aware of all the bonuses, but I don't think I know anything special about the drop rate up, from what I've observed. Other than I can just get all those items together. So if I want to do things like Mystic Art, I increase the chance of getting items from an enemy, for example. It's not too different in that sense from Zestiria. Oh, it teleported in front of me. I got trolled. If you have any additional insight, I guess you could share. Generally speaking, I only really bother going for items on, like, tournaments. Like, I'll switch to titles and things that grant it to me. And I'll just Mystic Art everything. Kind of like this enemy. Poor enemy. Much better. Oh, he just straight up missed me. I was thinking he was aiming at me, so I dodged sideways to get it. Zakazer Gaming saying it doesn't increase the amount you drop, only the chance for it to be a rare drop. Really? It doesn't increase the general item chance? Huh. That's a bit disappointing. That I hadn't actually not known. I'm not surprised that the person that kills it gets it, because, I mean, it checks for things like Mystic Art. So, I kind of assumed that was the case. But I didn't know about that it only impacted the rare drop, though. That's a bit disappointing, actually.
That was tougher than I would have liked.
Oh, we finally got rid of Amber Ribbon. Thank you. I would like to use anything other than Amber Ribbon for this. So we're gonna do something that gives her a lot of magic attack power. So maybe the topmost one. Yeah. Wow, her focus is out of control. Why is her focus so high? Oh, because she's got the unnamed boots. That's right. I was like, wait a minute. How did she get to 700? I was like, whoa, I missed some steps in between. So let's go ahead and spend more cat spirits. Goodbye, cat spirits. Win Norman hat Rokuro and win Norman suit. Heiser Gaming saying amphibial ribbon, best ribbon. This one for paralysis? I mean, she's got the, what was it? The shock drum, I suppose. The enhancement bonus. 30% oh, 30% attack after inflicting paralysis. I see what you mean. Unfortunately, because we're not grinding items, I didn't get the bonus. So right now, I'm unfortunately not able to take advantage of that. Now, I should probably quick save here, because we have a Code Red fight to go up to. I don't think this will be too terribly difficult, but just in case things go wrong. Woo! Let's go fight the Titan. So this thing has absurd amounts of armor, so that's what I'm a little concerned about. And again, despite being in the volcano, it does almost nothing but wind moves. Do you see what I mean, chat? Like, why do we get resistances to anything other than wind? Kaiser Gaming is saying Mage Eleanor less than physical Eleanor, but the difference... So, the key thing for doing Mage Eleanor is that I'm not controlling her. So, it's easier for the AI to stunlock an enemy with Mage Eleanor than physical Eleanor. The AI doesn't do physical... Like, if I'm playing her, I would rather be physical Eleanor, I would agree. But if I just want to stunlock an enemy forever, I feel like they're way more aggressive with spells. Oh boy, doing no damage on Chaos mode. That's fun. Velvet's not good for this fight. Let's cast some spells, chat. Oh wait, he reflects. Really? He reflects that? That sucks. Do I have anything that damages him is the question. Well, that does. So I guess this is technically another gimmick fight. I don't have enough damage to go through that armor. But it's fine. We have enough magic damage. Yeah, like if I had been... If I play through a standard playthrough and fight, you could definitely do this. But on Chaos, no, like almost no fights, no items, no way. No way you're one-shotting this. Too many stats. But we'll go through that at least. Mystic Art Chain? Eventually. The problem is getting the initial move to do any damage. Which character should initiate it is the real question. Oh, she can hit it with that. Oh, I got the stun. Yeah, just to show you, like, it doesn't... I could do this, it's not gonna kill the enemy. It'll speed it up a little bit, so I'll do it, but... Again, keep in mind, like, we're basically low level, low items. Anyway, I'll just go into this move for a couple of times. So now I'm gonna get the stun again. What do I think is the longest possible chain of Mystic Arts? I think 16? Unless you're doing the infinite glitches. Then, like, technically the answer is infinite. Like, if you're talking about in standard play, probably 16. Ooh. I think a lot of that though is like I usually, as soon as I beat the game, I usually just leave the... Oh, that actually killed me. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. So I think the problem with that is like... I don't usually play the post-game long enough to do those kinds of chains. I usually just play another game. Oh, really? I walked into that again? I thought I was dodging. That was dumb. Chat, you can blame me on that. You can definitely blame me on that, chat. I can't multitask on this boss, apparently. There we go. We'll brute force him. It's fun. I would like to be able to use our better items anyway. Okay, now I could... Oh, actually, no, I like the ring on the little boy, just because it was amusing to give him more damage. But I suppose we could buff him. Unfortunately, I don't have any of these rings leveled. What a shame. Oh, more magic from Magic Eleanor. Let's see, Finger of God. I guess we could switch him to Topaz, because he hasn't learned this yet. So, a little unfortunate we're lowering our damage before a boss, just because I'm not getting the stun bonus, but it is what it is. I don't know if I really want that. Yeah, I might switch back to Pumper Upper, actually. Just because this is our better overall item. Goodbye, our Blast Gauge. Rest in peace. I'm just trying to learn some skills as we go along. $27 is quite a lot.
One last soul to awaken the elemental Empirians.
Are you alright, Velvet?
I'll eat Melchior, and our collection will be complete.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about you. You collapsed after the thing with Teresa and Oscar, remember?
Ah, you wonder if I'm fine after eating Shigure. It's not a problem.
But wasn't Shigure a lot more powerful than they were?
But look at me. I'm fine, right? Does it seem like I'm faking it?
No.
I think I'm just used to it. Both my body and mind.
You're not just used to it. You've changed.
Hmm?
Just as I changed after finding my free will, you've gotten stronger through our travels too. You faced down many sorrows and hardships, and overcame them all.
Did I, though?
You did. And that's why
I'll make you a quiche later.
Could you make pudding too?
Sure. But are you just trying to butter me up so I'll cook for you?
Well, I mean, yeah. How did you know?
You really have grown a lot, haven't you? All right, let's go and find me some Melchior to eat.
Yeah!
Let's climb up this vine. Kaiser Game is saying most people don't know about the Infinite Chain. I think the big problem with that is, if I'm not mistaken, it is... I don't think I could do it until post-game, right? I forget how to do it offhand. I don't think I tried doing it more than once, to be honest. I mean, if it's not crazy hard to set up, I would double check how to do it again. But it's not something I've done in, like, the past 3 playthroughs. I think maybe in, like, 2017 I might have tried it once, but it's been a while. Hello, Soul Bottle. Ooh, we're getting those cat souls, chat. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's why I don't normally do it, because as soon as I beat the bonus dungeon, I usually stop. Like, that's kind of it. The only other fight I might do might be the refight of the story mode boss, but that's about it. So I didn't play with too much of the super endgame mechanics, unfortunately. But for now, we'll collect a few more souls. Get some extra gold. That's okay, I suppose. I'm surprised our characters aren't melting, being this close to lava, but... I mean, maybe the demons and Therians would be okay, but I'm surprised Eleanor and Magilu are not just spontaneously combusting. Oh, you need 9 of the max blast gauge -1 costs? That's probably why I didn't go for it. I remember there was an item set up for it, but honestly, I think in the casual play, I would get a couple of those items. Like, I think I recall things like there's the female boots that cause you to get -2 and things like that. And then there's ones where, like, if you're invulnerable, you get the -1. Those are easy enough to get, but to get all 9 of those... Is it the 3 items for -1? Yeah. Let's go ahead and hand that in. Fortunately, I don't think we have to get into any more fights between here and the boss, so it should just be item gathering at this point. And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to fast travel. That's one thing I wish would carry over in New Game Plus. That makes me sad every time. I miss the Geo board. It's strange that it doesn't even just like, even in the context of the game, that it doesn't just keep the Geo board locations unlocked. Very strange choice, chat. Well, because we're doing it as a joke, we're just gonna add more attack power to Luffy set. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just hoping that if they do, well, whenever they release the next Tales game, that you surf quicker / move quicker.
What kind of man is he?
To put it short, he's the Exorcist Shadow.
Their shadow?
They're supposed to be free of malevolence, but they're only human, and so are those who they want to save. But sincerity and conviction alone won't save the world. To remain free of malevolence, they need someone to do their dirty work. A shadow.
I see. And that's Melchior's job.
During all my time at the Abbey, I was never aware of what he was really doing.
So, why hasn't he succumbed to malevolence?
Because his belief in the Exorcists as the saviors of the world is pure and unyielding. It is a mountain of ice that will neither boil, nor melt, nor break. I know the depths of his frozen heart all too well.
Wait, does that mean you?
Yes. Melchior was raising me to be the shadow for the next leader of the Exorcists. Artorius himself. But that was a terrible mistake. I was unable to live up to his expectations.
So if things had gone as he planned, we'd be fighting you instead of Melchior.
I'm glad that didn't have to happen.
True. If Magilu was running the Abbey...
They would be completely unpredictable. That would be fearsome.
Maybe. But doesn't that sound like a whole lot of fun?
So Melchior was my shadow too.
Oh, feeling too sympathetic to fight him?
I wouldn't say that.
There's nothing to be sad about. Removing shadows is part of a shadow's job. Even if I'm a failed shadow, I'm still a witch, and I cast a deeper darkness.
That's now picturing Abby Magilu. Would have been quite a crazy sight indeed. Yeah, fortunately these enemies are pretty easy to avoid. We don't have to worry about the centipedes outmoving us. Well, let's take a look at our blast gauge. Ooh, Eleanor is 0. I should get into one fight just for Eleanor.
We will need to be extremely wary.
Oh, that did not target the one I was looking at. Oops. Oh. It's resistant to water. Use a different attack then. Much better. Again, I don't really care if this combos per se. I'm mostly just looking to get more Break Soul. Oh. I got trolled by the bats. That's a shame. We're at least getting a little more meter on her, though. Is there anybody else that really needs meter other than her? How's Aizen doing? Oh, Aizen's not at 3 yet. Let's fix that. Aizen's really easy to get to 3. There we go. Much better. Much better. Super easy to max. Oh, I actually gave her a lot of meter. That was convenient timing. There we go. Now she's at 3 meter. Much better. Much, much better.
Are you hurt? Can you stand?
Okay, so let's continue onwards for now.
I can see the peak just ahead. If Melchior's anywhere, He's there.
Be careful. That crafty old buzzard is nothing like Shigure. He won't fight us head-on.
Let's proceed to head downhill a little bit just to get those chests. The Kaiser game is talking about some of the things that you unlock with enhancements. So yeah, I would definitely recommend if you're just doing a casual gameplay, definitely take some time to get up to the +9s. In particular, always focus on the weapon first, just because of the damage dealt while stunned. It's such a big damage increase in general. And just remember, chat, Velvet's defense doesn't matter in the casual playthrough. You could literally unequip her armor, and I feel like you would perform better in almost every scenario. But you'll want to equip armor just for completion's sake, mostly. I don't think there's any too crazy abilities you get specifically from armor, but it is what it is, chat. Ooh, odds of victory.
Is victory for us really possible? We're facing the legate, Lord Melchior.
I'd give us around 4 to 1 against.
4 to 1? Are our chances that slim?
Almost every trick I or any current exorcist knows can be traced back to him. If I throw out 3 hearts at once, he'll pull 6 out of his hat. He knows our capabilities and he's got far more power. 4 to 1 might be generous.
I suppose you're right.
However, we have Velvet, the boy, and Rokuro. Who knows what value they'll add when they run amok? It's impossible to calculate, but if luck goes our way, our chances will rise considerably.
Right. We are challenging the hardest possible foe.
But I'm only talking about a straight-up fight. Knowing Melchior, he'll have some nasty tricks.
No matter how you analyze it, the outlook is grim.
Eisen, you too?
What's wrong with a level-headed look at things? Careful consideration could give us the tool we need to turn the odds in our favor. After all, Magilu, forewarned is forearmed, right?
Yes, that's true.
Even still, we won't find a weakness in him.
Let's take another hard look. What we need might be lying right at our feet.
At our feet, eh? I'll keep my eyes on the ground as we walk, then.
That might have inspired Magilu come up with a strategy against Melchior. But we'll see what that means a little later on. So I see the geoboard spot. So I'm gonna make my way towards it, I think, at this point. But we'll get those cat souls. Never enough cat souls, chat. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different ways to play the game. Like, if you were speedrunning it, there's only one real weapon you're interested in, and it's just on Velvet. Like, honestly, that's the only thing that matters. The one that gives you higher attack when your life is low, that's the only one that matters if you're trying to speedrun the game. But if you're just trying to unlock all the abilities, if you're not constantly using +9s, then at this point in the game, it could be kind of annoying to survive on the max difficulty. Mithril Talisman says... Oh, it's just Mithril Studded Talisman. Not a really great item description, but sure. I think we got that before. So, I've fortunately collected one of the things that I'm looking for. So, I think Velvet has more items to do this, but technically I could do it with Rokuro. So if I want to power level my experience later, I want to make sure I get the bonus experience from defeating dragons. Whichever character has more will just help me out later. Hazard is saying it's funny nobody can reach Eleanor's damage output. Maybe in late game sense, but if you're just literally going from start to the finish of the game, Velvet's the only choice. That 30% attack power is just is too strong. But definitely, like, if you are taking the game at a slower pace, then I'm not as sure what the tiers would be in that case. I'm assuming Eleanor would have an advantage just from the fact that she has naturally high attack growth, and she has access to that other item that we saw earlier. It takes her a little while to get paralysis, if I'm not mistaken, though, because we didn't get Shock Drum until several bosses after acquiring her. Definitely wasn't one of her earlier arts. So I guess we're here for the boss fight. I'll just do another quick save. Let's take a inventory of what we have equipped on us at the moment. Oh, speaking of which, I don't think I ever put Hexa Strike into her combos. Let's just make one of these Hexa Strike. I don't think I really care at the moment which one it is. There is a normal art that does paralysis, is there? I don't recall. Oh, is it like one of... Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, you actually get that pretty early. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I don't remember if you start with it, but it's pretty early. That's not too far into the game, at least.
The four elemental Empirians are the beings that maintain the balance and harmony between earth, water, wind, and fire. Have you even stopped to think about why they sleep? About what waking them will do to this world's order?
Not really. I don't much care.
They sleep because of arrogant, insolent wretches like you. The Empirians derive their power and that of their blessings from the prayers of the pure at heart. But humans became corrupted and neglected their prayers. The forgotten Empirians drifted into slumber.
Human prayers are the source of their power? Just like the Malachim.
Are you trying to say Innominat blesses someone when he eats their soul?
As the fifth Empyrean, Innominat's purpose is to eat human souls, malevolence and all, and to wipe the slate clean. When all mankind is once again pure as a newborn babe, the elemental Empyreans can be safely revived.
You want to wipe the slate? But that means...
Yes, civilization will crumble. The spread of malevolence, the cleansing of Innominat, the cycle has repeated countless times over the eons. That is why human civilization rises and falls. But if this continues, humanity will never surpass a certain threshold. Thus, the Abbey will control Innominat's power, so that we may guide humanity into a new, better era.
It all makes sense now. You developed the art of armatization to control Innominat.
And in order to create the Armatus, you needed the technology found in Siegfried, didn't you?
So that's why you got Ifried involved in all of this.
Just as light cannot exist without darkness, no great achievement comes without sacrifice. Even I must be made tribute for the sake of our ideal world!
Armatus!
No, you don't!
Eisen, stop!
I told you, he's a crafty old buzzard.
I should have known it wouldn't be that simple.
Okay, so let's take a little look at this. So he only has one weakness, which is wind, and he takes he's typed as person and not mystery, so that's good. Defense-wise, not as much as the previous fight. We could take a look at his arts. They're mostly earth and water. Oh, he actually, of course, he would have the non-elemental strikes. So he apparently has Iron Stance granted for up to 20 hits while casting. That's kind of crazy. Again, like, this character is not too hard to blitz down, but I really want to show off the Mystic Arts. Because again, he has even less defense than the previous boss. Yeah, we're not, the true final boss is Hat, chat.
Rebellious fools. You've fallen so far, Magilonica.
I'm Magilonica no longer! I am the evil witch, Magilou!
I just wanted to check something. Did I unlock the anti-person move yet for Velvet? Don't think so. No. That's unfortunate. That would have made life easier. Now I'm trying to think who has the anti-person. I feel like we did unlock one recently, and I'm trying to recall who would have had it. Because Velvet's I feel like I don't get until the end of the game from personal experience. Oh, I actually don't have anti-person. Huh, I thought I did. That's a shame. Well, this fight's gonna take a little longer than expected. I mean, I guess I could get lucky with Velvet's typecasting. So, as long as I do wind, maybe I'll be okay. I was just thinking about what the alternative would be in this scenario. Also, I don't need this move. Let's make sure that this is a... Oh, wind move. Wait a minute, I just remembered wind move. I hate the wind moves on Velvet. Swallow Dance is so bad. I don't like that it lifts you into the air. That is way too risky. Moonlight Cyclone is way too long. Oh, I could Rising Falcon. That one's okay. I don't know if I like it as a combo starter, but it's there. Oh, whoops. I think I accidentally hit a button while swapping. It's like, please don't put me on auto. Let's weaken him a little bit, because again, I just want to burst him to about 40% or so. Or chip him down. Honestly, I don't have a preference. Yeah, nice try. Most of his attacks are honestly not too bad to dodge. It's just more if you disrespect the Iron Stance, we're gonna take a lot of damage. Oh, that actually broke my guard. Oh. The more you know, chat. Well, let's get some more meter, I suppose, in the meantime. Kind of annoying if I tag swap. I can't dodge right away. I have to respect that. Oh, I was about to you're wide open him, but I wasn't able to. Let's stop that spell. He's getting lower on health, which is good. Oh, there it is. Oh no, this hit all my party members. This is bad. Well, only Eleanor died. You know what, Chad? I think I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, I think I was just slightly outside of it when I pressed it. So I have to respect this for a little bit. Oh no, he's wiping our party members out. Also, I really need to tell myself to start using the wrong confirm there. Whoops. Well, this went south kind of quickly. It's a shame Aizen died with all those souls.
Gaze upon my fiery mirrors! Kaleido's ray! Tremble!
Unfortunately, I kind of need to rely off this. Oh, this is bad. I was gonna say that's one of my least favorite spells to dodge. I realized what it was, and I'm like, I don't think I could react in time. That's a shame.
Nice one.
So I'm kind of at a weird point. I think I might need to just tell them to go all out, since I want to stun lock him again. This should be good enough. There we go. little more health wouldn't hurt. Oh. That kind of sucked. I thought he was still stunned. I underestimated him briefly, chat. Oh, what? Oh, he must have hit Laffy set. That's unfortunate. That is just unfortunate. I was like, wait a minute, I was mid-attack and he didn't quite hit me yet. So I was like, oh, it's fine. But then I realized I wasn't the target of the spell. I was just an unfortunate victim in it all. Well, I mean, like, I'll take the souls. I definitely want them. Just want to get out of that combo. There we go. So he gets pretty aggressive. I don't normally see this phase of him in a casual playthrough because I usually prefer not to see his other abilities. So this is actually new to me. I don't think I've ever actually bothered with this fight to this point. Alright, I think I heard the stun. The downside is I don't have a lot of meter, so I don't know if I can finish this chain. No, I can't. Eleanor was in between me and Glory. That's a shame. There we go. We'll lose a little bit of health as Velvet. As I said before, we want her to be low on health. This buff is being kind of annoying about it. So we should be able to do a lot of damage here. I'm gonna get a restand on him. Excellent. Unfortunately, the AI rolled me again. Aizen is not able to combo. Unfortunately, Magilu is kind of sitting on meter. I suppose I could just walk up and kill him. Oh, he's already dead. Never mind, not needed, chat.
Oh, were I only 100 years younger?
100? He's used an oath to add years to his life. Centuries, even.
Is that what you call rational? Sounds like an obsession.
I've said the same thing thousands of times. If it were my choice, I'd have let myself die naturally long ago. But did he not say? Man can turn reason into disorder, but also can we surpass it? Our true power is in transcending the possible to achieve the ideal.
So were the words of the Exorcist Claudin.
They were foolish.
Think what you will. I'll show you the truth of his words.
You think illusions will work on us now?
Not in the least. But it bought me enough time to finish my art.
Are you trying to set off the volcano?
You'll die too!
As long as I take the Lord of Calamity with me, I have no regrets. That's because I follow reason! Oh. Oh. As ideal soul!
Hey, Master. Emotions are a real pain, aren't they?
Here we go, chat. Cutscene time.
Move it! Do it now! You're damn right I will! Hey, Empirians! The Lord of Calamity is here! Wake the hell up!
I like that they just casually cut to, like, the structure in space.
What was that?
The elemental Empirians have awoken.
We are free. We will no longer be your tools.
Oh dear, what's happening?
Well, that is a lot of levels. Oh, Eisen learning Hellgate? Oh, I remember. Chat, remember Hellgate and Zesteria? Remember those fairies, chat? I wish Eisen could cast Hellgate like those fairies in Zesteria. We also unlocked Final Embrace, which I forget which one that is offhand, but that might be her health absorb move. It's been a little while since I've used it. And Thermal Skewer, not too bad. So we only got one equipment mastery due to number of deaths, but that's fine. We can always make that up later.
You saved us, Mogulu. Thanks. If you hadn't thrown Melchior off balance, we'd all be dead.
I settled my own affairs. Nothing more. But if you want to thank me, I accept gifts.
I take it back.
He couldn't hurt those flowers. Was that his oath?
No. That old fool loved flowers more than anything else. Far more than he did any living human. That's all there was to it.
I suppose even a legate can never fully control his heart.
Same goes for a witch. Sometimes living can be the hardest affliction.
Have the 4 elemental Empirians awakened?
Who knows? But anything that would sleep through that isn't worth our time.
Better watch your mouth or they'll smite you. I can feel a shift in Inominat's domain.
Yeah, all 4 of them have awoken. Inominat has been pushed out from the Earth pulses.
Humanity's amplified resonances will diminish, and many Malachim will regain their free will. The Exorcists will likely lose a good chunk of their forces.
Eleanor, have you lost your ability to fight too?
Sorry to disappoint, but I can still see you. Evil demons, Malachim, and witches alike.
You know where he is.
I can feel him. His body has left the Earth pulses. He's somewhere above the Empyrean's throne now. Artorias is with him. However, Inominat is pushing back against the other Empyreans with incredible force.
If the 4 are defeated, we'll lose our last chance. No time to waste.
Let's go. It's time to end this.
Yeah!
No eruptions so far.
The mountain doesn't appear to be erupting. Or doing anything else, really. I'd say that's a relief.
Were Melchior's claims only a bluff?
I'm not convinced. Most of his threats had as much truth in them as he could muster.
With the 4 Empirians revived, the land is awakened. Changes in the Earth that once took eons will now happen in a few hundred years.
A few hundred years?
The mountain will erupt, but not for a long while.
A long while to a human, maybe. But compared to the history of the land, it'll be a blink of an eye.
But Innominat is the Empyrean of suppression. Who can say what will happen when we kill him? Well, it's not like I care anyway.
I think we should care.
Okay, Chad, I hope you're ready for a ton of skits. Because there are, I think, 7 or so I can get right now, by the way.
Melchior sure was strong, wasn't he?
Yeah. If it weren't for Magilu's help, we wouldn't have stood a chance.
But you saw the opening she gave us and took it.
Did you want to be the one to finish him off?
If it mattered to me, I'd have fought him alone. We all had our reasons to fight him. The opportunity just happened to be yours. That's all there is to it.
I understand.
If Melchior had only manipulated Ifrid for personal reasons, then that would be settled now. But he was acting based on his idea of reason. That creating a world without malevolence was worth the cost of destroying people's free will. Ifrid won't be avenged until I destroy that very philosophy.
Your business with the Abbey isn't done.
Not even close. You all could just sit around twiddling your thumbs, and I'd still take the heads of Artorias and Innominat on my own. If you want to be the ones to finish them off, you'll have to beat me to it.
You're on.
I'll fight with everything I've got. That's all I can do.
That's plenty.
So, okay, there's the third one, chat. Let's try to keep count. Now, technically, we could get all the cooking skits now, and I'll do so in a moment. So I'm not going to send out that expedition right away, just because of the fact that I might need to send out for different ingredients. So we're going to hold on that expedition for a moment.
I really don't mean to pry, but I've gotta know. Does it feel good to pinch all those souls out from your stomach?
That's kind of a gross way of putting it.
I have to agree with Velvet. The way you put it sounds so inappropriate.
I'm pretty sure that was her point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why so cranky? I was only asking to see if you were getting hungry or not.
Then ask that in the first place.
Are you? Hungry, that is.
I do feel hungry, now that you mention it, but I don't think it has to do with losing those souls.
Then why is it?
Maybe my appetite is increasing as Innominat's suppression weakens.
Yeah, I'm suddenly feeling hungry myself.
My stomach could start growling at any moment.
I have been thinking of nothing but delicious things to eat for a while now.
I bet Magilu only brought it up because she's feeling peckish herself.
No, that's not the reason at all.
That settles it then. When we get back to the ship, you can take guard duty while we eat.
I'll make a quiche and pudding.
I'll cook up some penguin and tomato stew.
Ooh, I'd love to try your cooking, Madame Eleanor.
Let's get back to the ship.
Getting all fired up about food. I would never... I would kill for a big bowl of sweet Calegian-style borscht!
Then go find me some peaches.
Why peaches?
Because you can't have Calegian borscht without peach pie for dessert.
Oh, and because we got enough geopoints, chat, we're even getting the geopoint one. Wow, it's just all stacking up, chat.
We've found quite a few geotrees so far.
I feel like I've run 3 marathons back to back.
I'm sorry, Bienfu.
That's okay. All this exercise is making me nice and buff.
You're right. You don't look any different, but when I touch you, I definitely feel muscles.
I bet I could even take down Aizen and Rokuro with a single well-placed hit.
I'm not so sure, but okay.
Bienfu, I know we're placing a heavy burden on you with all this geoboard business, and I'm sorry for that. But we really appreciate it. You've been truly helpful.
Aw, Madame Eleanor, you're too sweet. You're nothing like that mean old Miss Magilou.
How are you coping with your fatigue?
I'm kind of not, actually. In fact, I don't think I'll ever recover. Unless you give me a nice massage, Madame Eleanor.
I think I can manage that.
I didn't think that actually work.
I'm quite good at working out those pressure points. I can really grind the butt of my spear in just the right spots and have you feeling refreshed in no time. But I have to warn you, it might hurt a little bit.
What? You know what? Never mind. I'm good. And you don't have to push so hard. Okay, that is refreshing, but ow, 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 ow.
Oh, Bienfu. So let's go through the cooking meals one by one, and hopefully I have all the ingredients. If I don't, we're going to go ahead and use the expedition for that. So we're going to start with what we need to cook with, let's see. I have Lafiset first. So Lafiset requires us to do the 3-meat ragu, which we do actually have. We're going to make sure that he cooks it.
I'm all finished.
Next up, we have to make sure that Rokuro has to cook the fried albatross, which we fortunately do have.
I'm done. Anything else need chopping?
Now for Magilu, we will need to have a Dwarven Salisbury surprise, I believe. Just double checking, yes. So we also have that, which is kind of nice.
Bon appetit! A meal of magic and mystery.
Eleanor wants to cook Dial's tail, which we have exactly one of. So that's good.
Yes, that's perfect! Go on, eat up!
And finally, Aizen has a dish for the rat pig and tomato stew. Hey, we didn't actually need to send an expedition out for that. That's fortunate.
This'll do. Try some.
So this should trigger all of the skits, pretty much all at once. So apparently remembered Aizen's.
All right, I'm done cooking. Dig in.
Aizen, I gotta say, your food tastes quite rich.
But not in a bad way. It's rich, but it's not overpowering.
Yeah, it's a very grown-up flavor. I could get attached to this.
Of course. I used a lot of my special ingredients.
Special ingredients?
That sounds oddly suspicious.
Normally, a master would never reveal his secrets. But I'll make an exception this one time. One of my secret ingredients is pirate mushrooms. Using them, you can make an excellent broth with a full-bodied flavor prized by the most discerning chefs.
That sounds kind of like bandit mushrooms, which can kill you in a single bite.
Indeed. Pirate mushrooms are quite rare and very difficult to differentiate from bandit mushrooms.
I also use a little something called the Reaper pufferfish.
Isn't that fish so deadly poisonous that its juices could single-handedly put down an entire herd of elephants?
No more than a handful of chefs could prepare them in a way that would actually be edible.
Yeah, but the flavor is sublime. It'll make you think you've died and gone to heaven.
You don't mean that literally, right?
You prepared the fish yourself, yes? Just so we're clear?
Of course I did. I'm in charge of my own knife. I take full responsibility from scratch to finish. That's just my way.
I think I'm starting to feel a little dizzy.
Me too. Reaper cooking is no joke. It's to be respected and feared.
Oh no! It didn't like me stacking all of them. Oh, I made a terrible mistake. You know what? I don't feel like redoing the boss fight just to fix that. That's fine. We'll acknowledge that no, it does not let you stack all of them at once. That is kind of unfortunate, so I guess we'll have to try this again. Because everybody's definitely the right level for this.
I'm all finished.
Yeah, there we go.
So, how does it taste? I hope it's good.
It's a nice, consistent flavor. You've come a long way, Lafiset.
Whew, that's a relief. Thanks.
Everything from the prep work to the measurements follows the recipe to perfection. It's very you. I bet you'd be great at making pastries.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to make some.
So long as you're all right with some simple things, I'd be happy to teach you.
That would be great. I also want to try making my own ingredients from scratch.
You don't have to go that far. You can just buy them from shops.
Yeah, but still.
Oh boy, I know how this story goes. First, it starts simple enough. You want to mix up something like curry powder. Then you'll be kneading noodles, growing sourdough starters, churning butter, and before you know it, you'll wind up fermenting miso and distilling spirits. Then comes the next phase. You'll grow your own rice and beans and raise your own animals. It's a road I've been down myself.
You have?
Yeah, out on this remote island. I even built a private salt pond where I can cultivate natural salt just the way I like it.
That's amazing!
So how far does this path lead?
It only ends when you've decided you've had enough. I won't lie to you, Laphicet. It's a hard road. But if you're really serious, I'll teach you the ropes.
I'm super serious! Please, teach me everything!
If that's what you want to do, I say go for it. Eating is a vital part of life. Might as well enjoy your food on as many levels as you can.
So we're probably going to have to get a couple different meals here. So let's double check. So up next we have Rokuro. We're doing it in the same order as before. Do I have enough? Oh, I have enough albatross. Somebody else didn't have it. Was it the lizard? No, I still had lizard tail. Oh, we got lucky. It didn't actually use the ingredient for it. Oh. Wow, that was actually fortuitous, chat, because otherwise I would have to send out another expedition. So since I don't need to do that, I'll just let it continue exploring for now. But we'll do it nice and slow. So let's save just to make sure. And we'll continue forward with the cooking. Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't remember that it should do those other skits, because it remembered things like the Geo tree, but it didn't remember our cooking for some reason, which is a bit of a shame. So let's see. Rokuro is the albatross, that's right.
I'm done. Anything else need chopping? The Rangetsu style applies equally well to the kitchen. Look at how perfectly chopped everything is.
Yeah, and it's got a nice clean taste too, but with literally everything chopped to super tiny pieces, it all just ends up one texture.
That's not true. Look at how I do vegetables. For stir fry, I cut them super tiny, but for juices, I go extra super tiny.
Wait, you chop things into juice?
When you make sashimi, you slice the fish so thin it's nearly transparent. The pieces fall apart when I try to pick them up.
That's not even the best part. I can turn a fish into sashimi so quickly its bones keep on swimming away.
I think the fish might be a bit too fresh in that case.
And your angel hair pasta is thinner than actual hair. There's no possible way to cook it al dente. Don't cut your dough so thinly. Thicker pasta gives it soul and makes it hearty.
Sorry, but that's just how I do it. Any other way and it wouldn't be Rangetsu cooking.
Why do I even bother? It's like trying to reason with a brick wall.
Well, cutting takoyaki into slices is a bit much.
You might have me there. Okay, I'm sorry. I got carried away and wasn't thinking. Takoyaki has to be ball-shaped or it's not any good.
Exactly!
See? We can get him to agree on some things.
You say that like it's a good thing.
Yeah, there were definitely some translation issues with, what was it, Eisen's? It had some very interesting word choice. I think one of the words was like freest in the subtitles. That was the one that popped out the most to me. I think there were 2 or 3 other typos. So unfortunately, I think the side skits, they kind of gave up to some extent translating. So we'll be seeing that kind of throughout. Just a side effect, I suppose. Now it's Magilu's turn to cook. So as a reminder, chat, you just need to get all their cooking levels to 20 to experience these.
A meal of magic and mystery.
And fortunately, we did that throughout the playthrough.
I finally finished my culinary masterpiece. Eat your hearts out!
Wow! I can tell you put a lot of care into this, Magilu.
Yeah, it's really refined. There's a lot of subtlety to it.
Color me surprised. I figured the only thing you'd be good at concocting was poison.
You know what they say. Jack of one trade, master of many. Once you're a witch of my caliber, cooking comes naturally.
Are there really that many similarities between cooking and witchcraft?
Oh, so very many.
For instance, the first steps in preparing a broth are the same as for brewing cursing concoctions.
Wow, I had no idea.
Cursing concoctions?
And the way you prepare the ingredients for a love potion can be readily applied to how you make simmered dishes.
Really?
Love potions?
Think of the similarities like this. In both witchcraft and cooking, you have to think about who's going to consume your creations. It's very important.
I think I understand what you mean. It's the way you put feeling into it.
No, don't listen to her! From now on, you can't eat anything Mogilo cooks for you until you had someone else test it first.
What? Why? What do you mean, test it?
Just make Bienfu eat some and see how he reacts. That's a good idea. Let's go with that.
Wow.
What?
Poor Laphicet, surrounded by women who wouldn't know a joke if it hit them upside the head. The trick to being a good cook is having a playful side.
Okay, so far that's my favorite of the Master Chef's one. I did like the potential poisoning from Aizen, but I think chat would probably agree. Oh boy. That would be the role that they would give the Enfu indeed. So now we have to auto cook and eat the lizard tail steak, which fortunately we did not use the ingredients, which is super lucky.
It's done. Time to eat, everyone.
And this should conclude all the Master Chef ones.
How does it taste?
Oh, it's great.
You say that about everything you eat.
That's not true. I have a very refined palate. Eleanor's cooking is, you know, how do I put it? Her dishes have gotten more flexible.
Come again?
It's commanding, but not so rigid, and yet still representative of who she is.
I'm still not sure I follow. I used to cook by following every recipe as precisely as possible, but I've learned to feel out the dishes a bit more. I decide how much seasoning to use, and I make adjustments to taste. Sometimes what I make doesn't turn out right, but it's more fun this way.
Wow, you really have changed, Eleanor.
That's what I meant when I said her dishes were flexible. I was right.
Rokuro, don't talk with your mouth full. You're getting food everywhere.
Sorry. I couldn't help myself.
You did it again! Look, it's all over your face. Act your age, Rokuro.
Sorry again.
There's something else I've been meaning to mention. Do you realize you hold your chopsticks incorrectly?
Oh, you noticed. It's an original way I came up with myself, because I didn't want to imitate Shigure growing up. Pretty nifty, ain't it?
No, it's not. It's horrible manners. Corrupted manners at the table leads to a corrupted soul. Hold your chopsticks properly.
I'm a demon, so I think that ship has already sailed.
Properly!
All right, fine. I don't think my Rangetsu's sword training was ever this strict.
Maybe Eleanor hasn't changed all that much.
That's kind of a nice touch. So chat, I think we'll go a little further, but I'm letting you know there are so many things we should do before we go to the final dungeon. Like honestly, possibly all of next session will just be side quests. There's a very strong possibility that is true. So I want to get to the point where we free up our ability to move around, but we will not go to the final dungeon. So we have to make our way back to Mercio. And don't worry, chat, there's even more side story stuff to see. I like that the lighting's a little different since we're not here during the Scarlet Night anymore. There's the flowers. I like that they're still there for us to view as a reminder. Okay, so chat, you can easily miss this upcoming sub-event because we'll talk to Dial a couple of times, but if we don't play as Rokuro against his brother in the boss fight, you will actually not be able to view this sub-event. So we're going to make sure we talk to him before we go too much further. Pirate says, I tried to grab a yak to see how it tasted, and it knocked me flat on my back. Well, you deserve that. I know when I'm beaten. I promise to take good care of him. There we go, chat.
Glad to see you made it back in one piece, Velvet.
I'm here on orders from the boss to help you guys out.
We could certainly use it. How are things back in the city?
I came here from Helives, so I don't know how far the suppression has progressed. But I can tell you that the Abbeys designated the area north of Helives as a Class 4 administrative zone.
Which means they've pulled their forces out of the area.
What about the people of Mercio?
Everyone got out safe and sound, although they did petition for the extermination of the Lord of Calamity.
Of course.
I say we make this town our new hideout. When else are we ever gonna find a hideout that comes with hot springs?
That's a good idea. We should leave Kamoana and the others here.
Dial, could you stay and help them out?
As if you even had to ask.
Well, that's surprisingly reliable for you, Dial.
Hey, that hurts. Now get going already. Benwick and the crew are making preparations in Helives right now.
So we got One Piece. I'm excited, chat. It's been a while since we got One Piece. Yes. Bloodwing Woman says if you want to make Mercio into a hideout, the Bloodwings will help you move in. The token is the boss's gratitude. We'll even do it for free. So this is the skit I'm referring to that we would not have seen if we did not view the Mystic Art.
Hey, Rokuro, how'd the showdown with your brother turn out?
I killed him. But I couldn't break Stormhowl.
Is that because Stormhowl was an even stronger sword than Kuragane's?
No. Even with Shigure's full strength behind it, Stormhowl didn't even leave a nick in Kuragane's blade. If I didn't have this sword, I'd be dead now. I think I just couldn't break Stormhowl because I'm still too inexperienced.
But you won the match, didn't you?
Yeah, but only by combining my techniques with Kuragane's craftsmanship.
If that's the case, then as long as you're wielding it, that sword is Stormquell. After all, Kuragane's sword did quell the Godblade's raging storm.
Do you think Kurogane would agree?
Are you kidding? You know how stubborn that guy is. He'd just say he'd forge something even stronger the next time. And that's why I say you shouldn't be satisfied with how you are either, Rokuro.
I know. I'll find even stronger opponents to cut down. By my hand, Kurogane's Stormquell will become even more legendary than Stormhowl ever was.
That's the spirit. Show him what we demons can do.
Well, I was seeing it was taking some creative liberties for what they're saying, but the sentences still made sense for the subtitles. But I'm reading the chat talking about Kuragane wish he could still talk as a sword. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't do that, because there's a Tales game that involves talking swords, so it wouldn't even be out there for the series. Dial says Benwick went back to Van Elchia at Helives. He told me it was a waste of time worrying about you. Huh, guess he was right too. So our goal is to basically go to Helives, and then we'll probably take a break and wait until next time. Also, wait, we went to the lava dungeon and it restored the town? Really? Wow, that's a weird item. That's a weird herb respawn. I can't say I've ever seen it that close before, but we'll take it, I suppose. I swear it's magical, chat. I swear. Like, it definitely remembers vaguely what order you do it in, but I don't think I've ever had that happen before. So we'll call that a nice little gift. It was defense, which is probably one of the least valuable stats, but it is what it is. Now I want to make sure that we grab more items off of this. So hyper velocity boots are phenomenal because we're having some trouble leaving the bosses in stun. So getting another 24% to stun duration should help us out a lot. So I'm going to make sure to purchase both of these items. We get more mithril boots, sure. Shimmery shoes. It gives us 7% chance of having SG cost, which is pretty good. But more importantly, if you're just trying to get a combo started, that 10% reclaimed SG after weak point isn't too bad for a boot item. We'll just go ahead and continue to purchase all of these other ones. Oh, we could finally get the Anthro rings in higher form, which provide a lot of attack, which is the recommended item on pretty much all of the cast. Question mark, except maybe Magilu. Laffy set, maybe. But yeah, we'll go ahead and purchase these. So this is good. We made up some items that we didn't have before. We now have Mithril Ribbon. Decreases capability against Fiend. It's okay. We already have a Topaz Blade, but we'll purchase it just for the sake of getting materials. Oh, now we have Mithril Blade. You know what? We do add a lot of water attacks in our combo, so this is actually not too bad to use as an alternate weapon for now. I'm going to go ahead and purchase a few life bottles. Just because in showing off the Mystic Arts, we did end up expending a lot of life bottles. But that was on purpose, though. I just want to make it clear in chat. Maybe some of those deaths weren't intended, but I definitely expected a lot of deaths for not one-shotting those bosses. So before we go too much further, let's go to the inn. We could hardly charge the Lord of Calamity and company extra if they're working overtime, yet he charges us anyway.
Grimoire, could we talk?
You sound so serious, like it's the eve of the final battle.
Well, isn't it? Can't you let yourself get caught up in the moment for a change?
Getting caught up in the moment is for young, foolhardy lovers. So, what is it you want to talk about?
I just figured I should drop by since, well, like I said, the final battle with Innominat is coming up and all.
Ugh, you're talking like you're saying your last goodbyes.
It's just that we're up against a lot. Even Miss Mogulu doesn't know what the future holds for us, and she almost always has that stuff figured out.
Whether she has it figured out or not, it is our lot in life to follow our vessels and fight to the very end.
That's what I've always thought, so I just dealt with Miss Mogulu's craziness up till now. But she's never thanked me for it. No, good job, Bienfu. No, I'm glad I'm your vessel. Not even something like, I'll introduce you to a cute girl when it's all over. It'd be nice to hear a little gratitude from her, even just once.
Surely you know she's not the type to do that sort of thing, though, yes?
That's all the more reason to want just one brief glimpse at who she is underneath.
If you're so unhappy, it's not too late to switch back to the Abbey's side and become an informant again.
What's the point in that? I don't know anything they'd want, and they wouldn't have any use for me there.
So you lack confidence in your own abilities.
Miss Mogulu has let me come with her wherever she went, and her talents have gotten us this far. But now that we have to fight Innominat, I'm worried. I don't know what use I can be for her, or if I can keep her safe.
But you'll still go, won't you?
Yeah, of course! Or else my name isn't Norman Brave!
See, you can do this. You've been keeping Mogulu safe this whole time. With all the emotional pain she's been through, she's needed someone as thick-skinned and tenacious as you. She may talk like she doesn't care, but she wouldn't have tracked you down and renewed your pact if she didn't.
When you put it like that, bien! All right, you've convinced me.
That's right. You just trust in old Norman therapist's good advice. It won't steer you wrong.
I'm sorry, therapist.
I never expected you to actually make a joke like that, Grimoire.
I just thought I'd get caught up in the moment like you wanted.
That was some creative liberties. I mean, I guess it was it was spelled very phonetically, I guess is the word I'm looking for. That took me by surprise, I'm not gonna lie. Well, at this point, we're basically just gonna go to Helives, and we'll probably conclude there, but let's talk to all the people here before we do so. I've decided we should stay in this town for a while. I think it'll be safer that way. What do you have to say, Pirate? It's cold out, but that doesn't bother me. A pirate only shivers from excitement, never cold. Achoo! What do you have to say? Let's make sure there are no NPCs to talk to up here before we go any further. We'll take the shiny on the ground. Unfortunately, it was just ore fragment. Not really worth our time. I'll check the church one more time. Still no NPCs in here. That's fine. I know there's not any skits left. We've definitely done all the skits in the town, but we're just making sure we talk to the NPCs. Gotta get that completion, chat. So we're gonna drift on down here. We've already talked to everybody here. Make a hard left here. Get that cat soul on the way down. And one thing I want to double check is if... Oh, the herb respawned in here as well. Huh. Okay. I mean, if If collecting these resets the mountains, that would actually be really convenient for later, but we'll see. The Grimoire is here again, but she has no new dialogue. Let's see, what do you have to say, pirate? Phew, bless the Bloodwings and their snow gear. I still can't believe you came all this way without it. Are the pirates that brave, or that stupid? Precisely. Well, let's collect this chest since we're here. Another Neptune satchel, not bad. Could use it for materials later. So we've defeated 2 Code Red demons, so let's make sure we collect the reward. Here for a reward? Trust you folks to deliver. You're an inspiration to us all, you are. It's not bad. We'll take a look again. So we only really have the Wanton Devil left on the list so far, but we'll keep an eye out for more. And we'll go ahead and collect this item. So I think I actually can just go straight to the next area. I don't have to walk between here and Helives. So we're just gonna take a step outside and double check. Yeah, okay, we're allowed to do so. So we're still not allowed to leave quite yet, which is why I want to make sure we get a little further. Let's go straight to Helives. Or actually, before we do that, I want to see if any of these herbs respawned. Just out of curiosity, because I was surprised the town ones restored themselves so quickly. I'm just going to take a look at this one, and if it didn't respawn, we'll take the capsules and leave. Yeah, see, this one didn't respawn. Anyway, let's go to Helives. So there's going to be 3 events for us to take a look at here, and 1 in the bar. So we have about 4 more skits to view. Actually, 6 total. And then we'll probably pause.
There, Exorcist! Do you know what happened to the Praetor? Lady Teresa? She used to be in charge here. Lady Teresa is the only one who can restore law and order in our town. Please, send a message to the Abbey. Tell them that the citizens of Helives are awaiting her return. Even if the Lord of Calamity herself were to attack, I won't budge until Lady Teresa returns to us.
What will refusing to move accomplish?
If my life is in danger, I know Lady Teresa will come to save me. Her, and that ice-cold glare of hers.
Teresa won't be coming back.
What?
If you really love Teresa, you shouldn't rely on her to protect you. You should become strong enough to protect her.
Whoa, that burning glare of yours. I think I like it.
Wait, what?
Oh no, chat. Teresa fan says, Madam Exorcist, would you tell me your name? I'm Eleanor Hume. Madam Eleanor, I will speak frankly, for my heart commands it so. I love both you and Teresa. Oh boy. Oh, there's actually new weapons in here. Hello, attack 10%. That's not a bad overall one to get if we're not going for the 30% boost. I mean, I would like the extra master skill just because. So this is going to consume a lot of our cash, but don't worry, chat. We're going to be getting a lot of cash, I think, in between streams. Just out of curiosity, how much have we required so far? We got a little bit of cash back. But yeah, I'll be looking to probably do the expeditions between streams, just to get a little more cash. But yeah, we need more materials as well, so I'll pick those up just for mastering items.
I heard that the Lord of Calamity appeared in Mercio. Now the whole town's been captured by demons. What is the Abbey doing? Why don't exorcists come around here anymore?
The Abbey has abandoned us. If the Calamity shows up here, we're doomed. We either run or give up and drown ourselves in drink. If only Lady Teresa were still here.
Why has it come to this? Curse you, Lord of Calamity, for everything you've done!
You're quite the popular girl. Why not wave to your fans?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sorry about that, chat. I was just checking something. I'm back. What do you have to say, chatty woman? Oh, please, someone, anyone, please help me. I think you'll be alright no matter what happens. You've got the nerve to plow through anything. Oh no, chat. Mug Master. Ugh. Not glad to see that minigame, chat. Young Merchant says, with Mercio out of the picture, their sources of Flamestone are ripe for Helives to pluck. This is our chance to improve our own fortunes. Huh. And I suppose you plan to lasso Mount Killerhouse and pull it closer, so we can actually get to the stuff? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Are you sure you're merchant material? Yeah, I kind of wish his name changed too as well. Or if it changed to Eleanor and Teresa fan. That would also be an acceptable alternative. What do you have to say, townsperson? The Lord of Calamity has taken Mercio. Apparently the populace is safe. The place will never be the same, those poor folk. It's not just them we should be worried about. If the Lord of Calamity has his demons move south, Helives is in just as much trouble. That's right. What should we do? Actually, chat, I was just thinking for completion's sake, let's go to Beardsley real quick. I want to see if any of the NPC dialogue reset. Oh, it has. I'm glad I did that, because we would have advanced the plot and might have missed some conversations. Boy says, your cheeks are as red as apples. Well, your cheeks and your nose look like apples to me. Oh, we'll take that cat soul he's guarding, chat. It's ours now. Oh, hey, odorless fluid. One more and we can get a 4th item upgraded later. Could be useful. Person simply known as Man says, I guess the Lord of Calamity is a real force to be reckoned with. But the Shepherd has to be stronger, right? Don't ask me. That's a question for the gods. Praying that humanity triumphs is about all we can do, isn't it? It's a dark day when we're begging for help from the Empyrean. You said it. Not too shabby, chat. We're gonna come around the corner here, talk to these people. The occupation of Mercio is grim news indeed. What is happening in Helives? They're taking in refugees, but all the rumors flying around have everyone on edge. It's tense. Plus, something's happened with the Abbey. They're slower to respond than ever. I see. If some spark ignites a panic amid such unease. I plan on sending up plenty of food. A full belly settles the mind like nothing else. Says it's cold, but she has work to do. We'll get you soon, wanton devil. Speak to this villager. There was a terrible roar from the north on Scarlet night. There's a volcano on the edge of the world. It'd have been the sound of it erupting. Kind of. So we could get more calcite. I actually don't think I need any of these low-level materials. I think we're good here, chat. You know what? I'll get 5 more life bottles just because. Because I'm actually, you know what? I take it back. Let's buy even more life bottles. Because I'm just thinking next session will potentially be a lot of bosses. So if I just purchase more there, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So now, let's return to Helives. Oh, we didn't talk to you. Peddler says, the Exorcists are all acting strangely lately. Something must have happened. But what could it be? Search me. I tried asking the Abbey, but they seemed just as confused. I couldn't get an answer. We'll go into the inn, but there shouldn't be a skid in here. What do you have to say, Mercio girl? They say that the Lord of Calamity eats his victims, right down to their bones. I'm so scared. Don't worry, it won't come down to that. And even if it does... And even if he does show up, the Exorcist will stop him, I'm sure of it. Well, hello there, Bard. What do you have to say? With my heartfelt condolences to a town on the edge of survival, I shall sing a tale of the great Musef. Hearken to the lore of the Empyrean of Flame. This is called The Land of Fire and Ice. Oh, but we don't actually hear the lyrics. What a shame. I think we've explored most of the town. Oh, it seems the herbs have partially reset here. We have no reason to not grab these. So I might as well do it to make Little Boy the tankiest party member. Oh, chat, look at that Aizen defense. That is just so sad. Can we all agree, chat? Like, look at that. He's got 0 defense. If you're wondering why he explodes all the time, that right there. That's Aizen for you, chat. Townswoman says, I don't care how powerful the Lord of Calamity is. The Lord Shepherd will prevail. He is the hope of mankind, so he has to. He will. If he doesn't, what future do we have? Hello, Merchant.
We're planning evacuation routes. We need to be ready if the Calamity or demons show up in town.
When the Calamity attacked the first time, there was massive confusion. Some children got hurt in all the madness. We're preparing evacuation boats, so that we can all flee out to the sea if anything happens.
It's a good idea, but it will be hard to evacuate the entire town by boat. You'd best prepare a land route, too.
That's a good point. But wouldn't a land route run the risk of being attacked by demons?
Yes. You'll need to guard it as heavily as you do the city gates. It would be best if you could devise a way to prevent demons from intercepting the escape route, but...
Some of the Exorcists lost use of their Malachim. We can't count on the Abbey's garrison to help us.
I'll send a request for aid to the Abbey. But please, don't give up. Try to think of something.
Of course. There's no way we'll give up. You can't rely on someone else to protect you.
Can you really ask the Abbey for help?
I can send a Sylph Jade to some of my old friends from when I was still in training. Even if they refuse to trust a traitor like me, they won't ignore the plight of the people here in Helives.
Fisherman says, this is where our families live. The town is ours to protect. It's gotta turn out alright somehow. We'll do whatever it takes to be sure of that. Soldier says, my duty is to guard the populace. I'll keep doing that no matter what happens. Hello, little girl. You'll never believe this. I saw a Moloch start to talk all of a sudden, then poof, he just vanished. Is that true? If Malachim disappear, then the Exorcist will be powerless. So the little girl no longer has enough, they're about to call it resonance. I think that was the term that they used. So she's no longer able to perceive the Malachim. Exorcist says, the Abbey is doing all they can to handle the situation in Mercio. In fact, 2 legates, the mightiest among our order, have been sent north as part of the effort. The demons are likely to have been destroyed or driven away by now. Oh, something got destroyed. I think we can all agree about that, chat. So no new dialogue from him. Pick up the coin there. Does she still have faith in the Abbey? That's a good question. I don't think it explores it too much further, honestly. Newlywed woman says, darling, did you quit your job and come home for my sake? It was for my own sake, honey. If the world is ending, I want to spend my final hours with you. I feel the same way. So as long as you're here with me, I've nothing to be afraid of. Hello, man down on his fortune. Mercio townsperson says, my ancestral home, my fortune, all gone. How will I survive? And we'll never know. Oh, hey, Expedition's here. Mercio townsperson says, the Lord of Calamity has captured Mercio. He's no ordinary demon. Something must be done to stop him before it's too late. That's not who I'm trying to talk to. Oh, there we go. This is who I'm looking for. Mercio townsperson says, someone call for the shepherd. Lord Artorias can surely smite that devil. Please, calm down. The Lord Shepherd has a very important ceremony to... How important could a ceremony be? Why do we even have a shepherd? Uh-oh, doubting the faith, chat. Townsperson says, Empirian and Omenot, please guide the people of Mercio to a safe haven. I don't know if he wants to pray to an Omenot. I don't think that would be in our best interest to let him do so, but we'll choose to let him do it, I suppose. So we're almost done with the majority of the skits. We just have 2 more involving Benwick. Townsperson says, hey, did you hear? An undersea volcano erupted in the South Seas. I heard that there was a whirlwind that reached as high as the clouds in some far-off mountains. I was told an 8-headed dragon attacked Midgand. What? What's going on in the world?
Hey, how long are you going to sit there crying?
You can't be a fisherman if you're afraid of some Lord of Calamity.
The demons that wrecked this town are still alive. Who knows when they'll show up again?
How about right now?
Sniveling idiot! Keep whining like that, and this Calamity whatever will keep walking all over you!
But what can we do? We can't even defeat a single demon.
That's why we take our boats, catch some fish, and make sure we've got enough food to keep on surviving. Didn't they drill anything into that fool head of yours in school? Ugh. Do I have to knock some sense into you? Get up and get the boat ready!
That is one hot-headed dad.
Too hot for any demons to get near. That's for sure.
Time for me to do my job. I'll catch something to fill the townsfolk's bellies and put them in the mood to work. To work, you need to eat, right? Never mind anything else. That's a fact we can count on. We've almost concluded with everything. Soldier says, what if the rumors are true? What if Maliki really are disappearing? Would that mean the end of the world? Oh, the chest doesn't respawn. I started going over there and then I saw the chest count. That's a shame. Youth says, there's so much gossip going around these days, but people need to be working, not cowering. You still need to eat today, even if the world ends tomorrow. Ain't that the truth? No sense panicking over a bit of hearsay. Eventually we will play this game, chat. I will acknowledge it's here, but I'm waiting for something very specific later on. Peddler says, it looks like Mount Kiloros didn't erupt after all. There's no smoke to be seen and no ashes falling. That isn't unwelcome news, but it doesn't explain the roar we heard either. I'll take the shiny while we're here, chat. So hello, Benwick.
Welcome back! I take it you defeated the Legates.
Yes, but that still leaves Inominat and the Shepherd.
Onward ho to the last battle! Oh, I picked up something nice for you. Here.
Oh no, an apple?
An apple?
It's a fortune apple. A good luck charm. No real powers, but they're hard to find. Legend has it, they're pretty lucky.
A fortune apple.
But we're the bad guys, aren't we? Maybe what we need is bad luck instead.
I think the Reaper's got that covered.
Aw, that's just mean.
Well, I appreciate the thought. Thanks, Benwick. I love apples.
Just don't eat it.
I couldn't eat it, even if I wanted. Wait a moment. That's right. My power to consume is a part of Inominat. If that's true, then...
What is it?
You want a bite? Delicious fortune apple.
No way. That's a good luck charm.
That it is. One to give you the courage you need to survive.
So, where's our final destination?
The Empirians' throne.
Sail for Port Zexon. Aye, aye, ma'am. Aye, aye, sir.
What has changed?
Just don't eat him. Got it?
I won't. Don't worry.
Do you think that with Inominat's power waning, people will be free again?
Well, the pirates are acting like pirates again. May take longer for others, but I think it's happening.
What do you think of traveling around to see for ourselves? I'd like to know what's going on out there.
I'd like to meet the elemental Empirians, if I could.
That's not a great idea. They're all in various Earth Pulse points, but where those are is a mystery. They could be very far off.
And they might not view us as allies.
Yep, gods live by their own rules. Our business with Inominat probably doesn't concern them.
You're right.
It might be wise to scope out the situation before our battle. As we go around, we might find out more about what Artorias is up to.
Okay, we have one more skit.
Hey, Rokuro! I heard about a Class 4 island that sounds damn near perfect for you.
An island that's perfect for me. Do the rivers flow with good drink?
Now that you mention it. But no, different island. I'm talking about you as a swordsman. The demons there all run around the island in suits of armor and helmets and stuff, I hear.
Armored demons are not unusual.
Yeah, but what I heard tell was that all the exorcists who got sent there came back with their swords broken. I don't know if they've got swords too, or if their armor is just that strong, but I reckon your sword will be able to stand up to them.
Well then, I've heard worse ideas.
If you believe the tales, that island used to be a place where swordsmen and knights competed to see who was stronger.
Oh yeah, I know the island you're talking about. Craftsmen from all over gave their finest weapons and armor to the greatest of warriors and made them fight. It was as much a showcase for those wares as it was a contest of strength.
So the demons on that island might come at us wielding fine arms and armor.
I'm certainly up for checking it out. I'm curious to see how good the stuff really is.
After all I've told you, you still want to go? What is wrong with you?
Now go to another zone. We'll speak to the pirate one more time. That island's full of fierce, heavily armored demons. Testing yourself against them could be fatal. Okay, Benwick. We're gonna do one last thing in this stream session, and that is we need you to take us to Port Sexton. Care for a fortune apple. You don't find a good luck charm like this every day. So, right now I could go to the other administrative zones, but chat, I would like to unlock everything for next time. So let's go to Port Sexton.
So, what was it you needed to say to me alone?
Where's Laphicet?
He wanted to stand watch with me, but I forced him to get some rest. After all this fighting, he needs it.
I owe you. That kid always tries to play the tough guy.
Just like the one who named him.
He's nothing like me. His motivation comes from hope.
Hope.
The wind is nice.
Yes, the world may teem with hardship and sadness, but it's also filled with beauty. The endless ocean, the islands in the south, even the frozen tundra and the mountains that spew fire.
It is. And humans make their home among all that beauty. This is the world that Laffy always yearned to travel. I finally understand what he saw when he sat looking out over the ocean. Eleanor, I have a single favor to ask of you. If anything happens to me, take care of Laphicet.
What? Is something the matter?
The power possessed by the Therians and Innominat is fundamentally the same. I have a theory. No, theory is too rational. A different part of me, something separate from my hatred, wants me to do something. It wants me to leave this world with hope.
Wait, you don't mean...
Humor me, okay? If the worst happens, I'm counting on you.
I understand. You have my word. I'll look after Laphicet. While I'd love to take advantage of this momentary weakness, I can't. My oath is to obey your orders until my dying breath.
I'd almost forgotten about all that. Good thing I kicked your butt after all. Well, the suppression field is gone.
And in its place, rampaging demons.
We expected that. Thanks for everything.
I only did what I felt like doing. Who needs thanks for that?
Let's go. We have a fight to finish with the Shepherd.
So we could continue further. I basically will view this skit and then go to the save point, but there are so many different things we could be doing. Like, look at how many side stories popped up, chat, in our map. Like, this is all the stuff that unlocked from us just going to this area. So we have a lot to do, chat. So we're gonna listen to this skit, and then we're gonna go ahead and save.
Inominat's power may have weakened, but I think that'll only cause more of a stir in the cities.
Without the Abbey's exorcists, the people will have a hard time quelling demons.
Are you crying? I'm simply coming to terms with reality. I've learned to think for myself rather than let others do the thinking for me. It's painful and frightening, and comes with great responsibility. But this is who I am now. It's on me to own up, face my fears, and keep moving forward.
You're a piece of work, but I don't mind having you around.
Yes, I'm not weak like I used to be.
No, you aren't.
You don't have to bear the weight of the world alone, though.
I understand that. I will do only what I can.
You always say that, but then you end up overdoing it, right? If you push yourself to the limit and it's still not enough, there's no shame in relying on others.
Rokuro, thank you so much.
You realize you just thanked a demon, right?
I'm aware of that.
Okay, chat, so let's make our way over to the save point. I think should be okay. So let's talk about expectations over the next couple of streams. We'll switch over to the end game. Close out of Berseria for now. So we have just like, I kid you not, chat, there are probably like 40 to 50 skits before we even consider entering the final dungeon. And this is not including any of the side stories. This is not including... Oh, I think I was using the terms a bit loosely. So there's sub-events and skits. So skits are the ones where we pause and I have to hit the button, like Y, for example, and we see the the character portraits talking. That's the skit. The sub-events are just ones where we're in the overworld and they're having a conversation. So we still have like 40 to 50 skits, and I think we still have 20 or so sub-events to view. Maybe 30. And there are a lot of quest plot lines we can tie up before we get to the final dungeon. Now, I will state that technically we can fight, I think, a super boss right now if we go to a certain location. But we are not ready for that on Chaos mode, so I'm not going to waste our time. There is no way we're beating this boss as we are now. We'll level a bit more. Then we'll come back and do it. But other than that, in terms of expectations for tomorrow, we have several places we have to go to and fight different things. Like we have several bosses, not even like the ultra hard bonus bosses, but just several bosses in general to just slightly advance the plot before the final dungeon and unlock additional skits. We have to go back and fight some Code Red demons. We have several tournaments to go through. So I'm thinking what we'll end up doing is, I think for the most part, I don't think there's any, like, major cutscenes that are super serious, so we might do joke costumes through a lot of this. Definitely for the tournament fights. But in general, a lot of these are skits. I will double check. So we could walk around in our full goofiness, since I don't think that'll impact it. I just want to make sure the main plot itself does not receive those kinds of things. I don't think we'll be hitting main plot for quite some time, looking ahead at my notes. So definitely if the chat has anything they'd like to do to tweak the characters, tomorrow's stream is an excellent time to do it, because it will be potentially nothing but side quests, potentially. Honestly, chat, like there is a lot we have to get done before we get to the end of the game. But in terms of future expectations, I'm thinking because we're coming to not super serious fights like the tournaments and things like that, I have to think about different things we could chat about. And as I said before, if we're not in like a super, super hard part of the game, I am kind of opening... I think I do want to open a game up to Parsec at some point, so maybe we'll try it in tomorrow's stream. We'll see. That way people could just take control of a character, and you could experience a little bit of multiplayer, because the tournaments are... or not the tournaments, excuse me. The Colosseums are okay, but they're all enemies we've already fought before. So I'm considering opening it up just for that. Just because, again, the fights are not crazy hard. There is a super Colosseum that we could unlock. That one is a little tougher, but most of the other ones are pretty standard fare, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, I'm just trying to think of other things we can do. I mean, honestly, I think tomorrow's session will be almost nothing but side quests and those kinds of content. So the plan is probably for next week to be the start of going into the final dungeon, and then maybe that Sunday will end up being the conclusion of the game story. Maybe. The final dungeon is pretty long, and I'm not sure in terms of minutes how much side content we have left. So it really depends on how much we get done tomorrow. Because keep in mind, chat, there's a whole dungeon we haven't even been into in general that we've seen before. Like remember the caves south of Stonebury, chat? There were the guards that stopped us from going inside. We never actually went in there. So we have all that to deal with still. There's quite a lot of content we have left in terms of optional things to see. We also get to do what I think the chat will love the most, so I hope you don't miss it. But we're gonna have a skit in tomorrow's session chat explicitly for the quiche and Velvet, because her cooking level is 20, and she is the only one we have not had cook yet. So make sure you don't miss it. I'll see if we can do it immediately. I think we can now that we're in Port Zexen. So we could finally have the conclusion of the quiche arc, the most important arc in the game. So other than that, those are the expectations I want to say for this week and next week. I did like the boss fights in this one in general. I would recommend if you're doing it from a casual setting, unless you're explicitly going for the showcase of the Mystic Arts, please just use the enemy weakness and then just stun them into massive damage. Otherwise, you might get obliterated, because you saw what happened. Poor Laffy said, even with all of his defense, it just didn't matter. He still died in one hit. So just a couple of mistimings on the guard to reduce Mystic Art damage, and that resulted in a dead character. So that is also our combat level expectations for the rest of the game. From there, after we beat the game, we'll probably do a lot of the bonus dungeon, honestly, before we do the optional fights. I feel like the optional fights might be a little too hard on Chaos just to do raw. Like, we just won't have enough damage to do them, is what my fear is. So we'll probably go into the bonus dungeon to get some items first, and we'll focus on upgrading those as much as possible. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of catch up in levels, because I want to say normally when I do the bonus bosses, I'm usually like 80 plus at that time. And at the pace that we're going, I don't even think we'll be like 60 for any of those bosses. So I would like to level a little more just for consistency's sake. Because some of those bosses are actually extremely difficult on Chaos. Unless you've been like really hyper grinding the endgame weapons, it's kind of hard to just kind of wombo combo stomp them. So they will punish you with Mystic Arts that will potentially one-shot the party. So we have to be careful about that. So yeah, I think we have a lot of that to look forward to. We have quite a few Mystic Arts we haven't seen for the achievements still. And one of them I hope not to see repeated multiple times in one battle, because that'll make me very sad, because that'll make the fight stretch forever. So we have some of the hardest fights coming up, and surprisingly, most of them are not in the post-game. Surprisingly, most of them are just the bonus content. So we'll see how it goes. So I'd just like to say thank you all for joining. I appreciate the comments and the follows. Oh, it seems like somebody actually followed the channel yesterday, but I feel like that follower might be a bot, to be honest, because there are so many Lunas. So I'm going to have to correct that. I didn't notice that until just now. So how unfortunate, chat. Oh, actually, I forgot to say before we sign off is that I did change some settings in the Twitch viewing service, so hopefully we shouldn't actually see any more bots flood our stream anymore. Because a big thing with that apparently is they have to get their email verified, and I have now forced email verification in order to enter chat. So I think that lets it actually go through. So hopefully we will not see the Great Flood like we saw in some of our other playthroughs, where it was just like 12 bots in a row or something ridiculous. So hopefully we don't see any more bots. I did not see any bots today, so that's a good sign. Other than that, I think, yeah, we'll just continue to go through the game. We'll probably open it up to multiplayer for more casual playthrough. I probably will not open up the bonus dungeon unless whoever is joining feels really comfortable with the game, because we're playing with a very underleveled party. And I don't want to put pressure on the people streaming. I want them, if they join the game, to have fun with it. So I feel like something that is probably low risk, I would say, is kind of comfortable just to get used to the game. I feel like the Coliseum is probably the best chance to kind of hand over the controls to other people. I mean, we had the AI fight, so I mean, you know, it doesn't require manual intervention. They're not that difficult. But at the same time, you know, if people want to test out the game, maybe I'll open it up there. But for now, I'd just like to say thank you all for joining, and hopefully you have a good day or a good night, depending on the time zone.